All right, on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Welcome to the Old Couch Cast.
Cats.
Oh, man.
Couch.
We were
Cats.
so close. Well, anyway, today we have Zach, Caden, and me, John, and also a new special guest.
What's up, guys? It's Coach, or you can call me Coacher. You can call me Coach Potato, Coach Awesomeness, and Zachary Coacher. But there's only one Zach. Okay, no, there's only one Zach.
There's one.
But yes, let's just go with Coach for now.
Yeah, let's go with
Just
that.
don't call me late to death.
Let's do Coach Potato because it's kind of like a couch thing.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
It
Coach-
is.
Coach
I
Potato.
wonder who came up with that. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Well, anyway,
Hey,
the reason
hey.
we have him here today is he really likes superheroes and movies in general.
Heroes.
I thought we were talking about Yu-Gi-Oh today, but all right, let's do it.
Crap.
That's how we got him
Did
here.
we get the wrong person for this podcast?
Yeah, I know.
Well,
Try to
anyway.
get Mike to come here one time. Never mind.
Anyone want to explain the rules?
Sure. So basically, if you've seen our GameCube podcast, it's a lot like that one. But if you didn't see that one, which I would be surprised if you didn't, because it's just really popular.
It's like the best thing ever.
Yeah.
Like if you haven't seen that, you're probably stupid.
If you like Animal Crossing, you'll love that video.
That's right. Hey,
Dude, spoilers.
for no reason in particular.
Yeah, no reason.
So basically, we have a list of all the MCU movies, and we're going to go. Each person's going to be able to cut one, and then basically everybody will argue for it.
Basically, the
Yeah.
process of elimination till we get to the best Marvel movie of all time.
That's right.
Objectively.
Objectively.
Yeah.
But I mean,
No.
that isn't to say that your opinion doesn't count. It
No,
just
it
doesn't matter here.
And it'll never matter anywhere.
Fair enough, fair enough.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
I guess let's
So
start.
should I be kind of like the judge then?
Well, I guess just like
Judge Johnny.
just come in.
That's
If it's like a big argument, you can kind of put your like sense into it because it's like
Okay.
for which one it's going to be.
I haven't
Also-
seen all. Wait, I've seen a lot of them, right?
You've seen all of them besides Ant-Man and the Wasp.
I don't think I've seen the Hulk.
Oh yeah, it's
movie.
the whole. But basically, since Caden, you started this off last time, and Coach is our guest. Caden.
So you want me to knock the first movie off of this?
Yes.
Or you could try.
And then we'll go in a clockwise.
Okay, hold on.
So, no, we'll go counterclockwise. So Coach can go next.
What movie did I not enjoy the most out of all of these movies?
Yes, the 21st movie.
What is the 21st movie?
Well, you
Is
go
there
first.
one you want me to remove specifically?
Oh no, I was just.
Let's
saying,
just
there's,
think-
There's 21 movies. So.
Out of all the ones that you've seen so far, which
Uh,
one did you not enjoy the most compared to the rest?
I've seen them all, and I didn't like a single one. It's really, no, I'm kidding. I've seen them all. I really liked all of them, to be honest, so this is actually really hard. I guess I would remove Captain America Winter Soldier.
You like it better?
Really?
Yeah, that's probably my least favorite out of all these.
Do you dislike it more than like the first Captain America
Well,
or the Hulk?
no. I don't dislike it more than... No, I do dislike it more than those, and let me tell you why.
Oh, okay.
Zach, hear me out, because you're staring at me so intensely. It's like you don't understand something.
Zach looks really
Yeah,
confused.
you guys can't see this, but
It's
he's
like-
staring into his soul.
Yeah,
I'm a ginger, I don't have one, so it's pretty scary for me right now.
but just to get things straight,
Nobody's ever looked at me like
Captain
that.
America Winter Soldier is the one where the big green guy gets mad at things
Wait, what?
and punches things. That's it. Am I switching these up?
Oh, it's Black
Yeah,
Panther.
that's no.
Is that Black Panther?
That's
No.
Black Panther. That's you hated Black Panther.
You did?
Well, okay then.
Alright,
The
back.
Incredible Hulk. Yeah, I was joking. The Incredible Hulk. Good
Okay,
thing
so
Raven
you don't
pointed
like
that
the
out to me.
Incredible Hulk? Alright.
Yeah, no, let's get out of
Alright.
Incredible.
Yeah, everyone don't get triggered. Don't get triggered. It's not Winter Soldier. It's
That's
Incredible Hulk. Alright,
Yeah,
let's get to it.
Honestly, like I've seen that movie and it's not very good.
No,
it's the only one. It's the only one on this
never seen
list that
that.
I think is a bad movie.
I forgot about that movie actually. But I mean, that is legitimately the one I would remove out of all these movies, yes.
Incredible Hulk. Okay,
Mhm.
so Incredible Hulk is 21. Sorry, Edward Norton.
Honestly, though, I did think he was better than Mark Ruffalo, personally.
Did you?
But the rest of the film for Incredible Hulk was just... It's forgettable. There's not a single thing I remember. Whereas Mark Ruffalo's moments, I'll remember.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but I would agree. 21. There we go.
Faux shizzle.
All right, Coacher.
All right. Alright. I'm gonna have to put down Thor 2, The Dark World, as the second least favorite one for me personally.
Yeah, I don't know if I can really argue with that.
Yeah, I can't really either. Like,
I would put the first Thor above it because I disliked it even more.
You didn't like the first Thor?
No, I really don't like the
We'll
first
get
Thor
back to that in a little bit. But for me, just Thor 2 compared to Thor 1, it completely forgot what they were trying to set up. And it was trying to go for this darker tone, I felt like. Which there's no problem with the darker tone, if it's done correctly. You know, Thor 2, it was just they killed off the mother. They tried to make it seem like it was impactful for the audience. But honestly, I don't even remember that moment. Like, it didn't really hit me as much as other character deaths. And then, for some reason, the whole, like, lovey-dovey story in this one, it was...
Yeah, I do agree. I think the best thing about Thor: The Dark World is Loki.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't think that saves the movie.
It doesn't.
Yeah, because Thor's character, like, they had to bring Natalie Portman back just because she was in the first one. And it's just kind of like, she didn't really have a
drive in this movie.
Yeah, exactly.
She was just there.
And it just happened that she had
very
one of the Infinity Stones inside her.
Yeah.
It's like, of all the people that it could have been, it just happened to be her.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
I love how we agree on everything here.
Yeah.
That's going to continue.
Only reason I put Thor 2 over is because Loki.
Yeah.
That's the only reason for me, because I don't really like the first two Thor movies. I think they really figured it out on the third one, because it's different. It's way different. But I'm less focused on Thor's relationship that doesn't exist than what he's actually doing out in, like, space and shit.
Yeah. So we'll take out Thor: The Dark World here?
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Yeah. So that's going to be number 20.
Yeah, number 20.
There we go. Moving on.
Alright, so I have to cut something.
Your hair.
Got him. Okay.
I'm sorry.
He's crying.
So your hair looks really good, actually.
For some reason, I marked Iron Man 2 as 20, but... I'm thinking about 2, but I'm pretty sure I'm leaning towards cutting this one next. Ant-Man and the Wasp.
I'm not a huge fan of Ant-Man and the Wasp, but that's as compared to the first Ant-Man.
Yeah, I think it's a lot...
But I do like
Honestly,
it.
I'm not a big fan of both the Ant-Mans.
Yeah, you're not? No, I like the style they
not.
went for.
I'm not hating on it because of, like, the directing choice, because I know they were trying to get Edgar Wright for it.
Yeah.
And then he backed out. And I know they were trying to go for that style, and they tried their best with it for the first one.
Best as another person can to try making an Edgar Wright film.
Yeah. But back to Ant-Man and the Wasp.
I think in Ant-Man and the Wasp, I kind of forgot about that kind of stuff. And I like that movie. I just don't think it kind of feels like a filler movie to me.
It was the first movie where I really felt like it just took a hit after, like, Infinity War happened. It was just like...
Hate when my movies get high.
It was pure filler.
Pisses me off, man.
I hate that too. Like, it's like I can't drive home.
Why didn't Edgar Wright
walk away?
Make it?
Well, Edgar Wright wanted to make it for the last, like, I think it was like 8 years he was working on it before the movie came out.
Damn.
And then Marvel was like, we want Ant-Man in our movies for some reason.
Just so you guys know, listening to the podcast, Raven will be right back. Just so you don't miss our commentary for the moment.
Edgar Wright backed out for reasons of, like, directive issue, because the MCU and Kevin Feige, they wanted to have it integrated into the MCU.
And like and Edgar Wright, if you've seen his movies, he has no time for, like, those.
Does he usually write his own movies?
He always does.
He's involved
and he's very stylistic.
He's involved.
Are they ever based off
every
books or anything?
No,
comics.
He makes his own kind of movies. The only reason is the Ant-Man. He really liked the idea of it because it's, like, funny. Like, he's good at making humor, and Ant-Man is a good setting for that. And it's a heist movie.
Yeah,
and like I don't know if this has any correlation, but the fact that he stopped making Ant-Man, the first movie he made was Baby Driver, who was another heist movie. It's kind of like
Baby
Driver
really was so good.
Yeah, exactly. But imagine if like Ant-Man was like Baby
Driver. We should do an Edgar Wright list.
Oh, yeah, that'd be awesome.
Well, first of all, we'll watch them together.
Yeah,
let's do that.
Back to Marvel.
Okay,
I'm just kidding.
So,
No,
are you guys cool with
Now we're back.
Are you guys cool with Ant-Man and the Wasp being The next one?
I don't necessarily think it should be removed this early on, but I'll let it happen.
For me, it's on
Like
equal
what?
grounds with Iron Man 2.
Like how you did for
Yeah, that was the other one.
It's
That's
hard
exactly what I was
because they're
gonna say.
both in the
Yeah.
same level. I feel like
I
The only thing is, I love Paul Rudd. I like Iron Man. I like seeing Tony Stark more than I like seeing.
well, same.
See,
Tony
that's the
Stark's
reason
always
I would-
developed better,
would
Yeah.
say differently for.
and Paul Rudd didn't have a lot to do in this movie. Not
Yeah, all the
you know.
stuff he did was great. Paul Rudd was great in the movie. It's just like the movie's whole premise, like, and the glowing finger thing.
yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot John hasn't seen it. Whatever.
That's a good movie.
I think I know what the next one's gonna be.
Do you?
Do you?
Probably the one that you just said was tied with it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So anyway, you guys cool with 19 right now? Or,
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay. Caden,
It's my turn.
passing the dagger,
Oh, that's right, John. You're not
cutting
cutting
him.
them off. Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
I gotta find Ant-Man.
He's not stabbing any of them. And trying to steal its money. Okay.
Where is this?
I don't know. It's kind of hard for me to choose. I like all.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. I'd put Iron Man 2.
It's number 19.
I'm into. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I love all of the Iron Man movies, but the Whip guy.
Whiplash.
Yeah. I mean, he's cool. Like he looks badass.
Yeah.
He's a little over exaggeratedly edgy, but he looks badass.
Yeah. I think the problem with that movie is
That's
that it's
about
just too much is happening in it.
Yeah, and I don't know. His reasoning and everything is like, your dad screwed over my dad, so I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, okay.
The one thing I do love about Iron Man 2, though, is Justin Stone. The, other CEO that's against Stark.
Yeah, the one that's like the other. He's
Are
now
you
the biggest
done?
weapon manufacturer
Yeah,
because
because Tony
Stark's
Stark
not
was done making weapons.
making weapons.
Yeah.
I loved his character, and I think we need more guys like that in the MCU.
Just kind of like Skyme and like
Skymey businessman.
Yeah.
I love that.
kind of a wimp.
Yeah, kind of a win.
Like it's funny to see. Yeah,
Yeah, I
do
love
agree.
that stuff.
I mean, I like Iron Man too. It's just
Yeah,
compared to the
he's
other
pretty
ones.
Yeah.
pathetic.
Yeah.
Honestly, a lot of the villains in the Iron Man series turn out to be pathetic.
Yeah,
That's like their thing, is like they're actually kind of pathetic.
yeah,
Like in the third movie.
yeah.
The
And
guy
like
is just
Obadiah, I like, but like yeah, he's just kind of weird.
I liked Obadiah until he got the suit.
Yeah. After that, it was kind of like.
It was just a regular villain.
Have you ever seen
It's
the
a-
scene that's cut out?
Yeah.
Yeah, where they're like sitting there talking to each other.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
For sure. Alright, back to you, Coach.
All right, so now we're back to number 18, is that correct?
Iron Man 2 is 18.
So,
Oh, no, okay, so we got.
So you need to give us 17th. Who's the 17th person we're going to stab?
All right, so we got rid of Incredible Hulk. We got rid of Iron Man 2. We got rid of Ant-Man and the Wasp. For me, the next one's going to have to be Avengers Age of Ultron. That was my least favorite Avengers film. I don't think they balanced the cast at all in this one. They did highlight on the moments with like Hawkeye at the barn house, and I love those moments.
Mhm.
But everything else just felt all over the place. And
it did kind of feel all over the place.
yeah, especially at the last fight scene, it was just cut to everybody else to kind of like be like, oh hey, remember him, remember this guy, remember her.
Mhm.
And Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch didn't really need to be in this movie. I still don't know why
I
they're
think
in the MCU.
The only reason they put him in is because they got the rights to them. And they were like, ooh, we could use these.
Well, they didn't really even have the rights.
They
to
didn't.
them.
Yeah, they didn't even have
They
the
don't.
rights to them.
They don't, but
What do they do? Just
Change
different,
their names.
different
yeah,
versions of
it's
the
why they're
character.
like not called. It's like Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like if I saw it more recently, maybe I would like it more to disagree. But I
Yeah,
don't know.
well, like when you said it, I instantly was like, I'm going to disagree with him on this one because I actually am a big defender of that movie. But I'm looking at other things on this list, and I don't know if I like anything on this list more than that.
As I said, it's my least favorite Avengers film.
Yeah, yeah. It is
Not
my
saying
other-
it's like awful, but compared to the rest of the movies I've seen, the rest of the movies balance everything better, have a better story, have better characters, have better moments.
Yeah,
You know,
I know what you mean.
I like
things
what
feels
the-
like kind of on the surface a little bit. And
Yeah.
then, like, I feel like Age of Ultron is better after Civil War because of like the implications behind like
Yeah, the
save people.
Sokovia incident.
But you can't give that credit to
Yeah.
Age of Ultron.
Yeah.
and they kind of dropped Ultron in this one. I kind of like how they were trying to make him like this Tony Stark robot, but at the same time, I kind of wish we got to see like maybe like a Skynet thing with him.
Yeah, but I do really like David Hayter.
I think it's Hater.
Yeah, Hayter. He does like the voice of him.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
He does such a good
The
voice.
voice.
No, I'm
Casting
blocking
was-
him out. I'm
Yeah.
blocking him out. I'm blocking out the hater. sorry. That was really stupid, I know.
I loved it.
Oh, thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
I'll let it slide. A week ago, I would have said Captain America. No, sorry, not Captain America. I'm just reading my screen. I would have said the first Avengers. Because I don't really care that much for the first Avengers.
I love the first Avengers.
But
We'll get to that in a little bit.
what I do like about the first Avengers is the whole like gathering everyone together thing.
Yeah.
Where like when they go to find like
It's a lot of
Mark
hype to
Ruffalo, when they go to find Hulk, I love that
Mhm.
he's in like where is he? I don't even know where he is. Like Haiti or
he's-
Africa or something like that. I don't remember. He's in a
Yeah,
third
I
world
don't know.
country, but he's just like helping people out.
Well, I think it was a good way to do it that way
It
because
was cool.
his actor changed too, so you had to give him the most kind of like backstory,
Yeah.
and
So
they
that was
did a
really
really
cool.
good job. Like kind of like you instantly get what he's like.
So yeah, just that kind of aspect alone kind of sold me on that movie.
But
So
yeah,
I will take it out.
I like Age of Ultron, but it's not a movie I'm going to fight for. So like I like.
Yeah,
I'm
me
going to
too.
be like, yeah, let's just
I wouldn't
go here.
necessarily fight for either of the Avengers movies.
So Age of Ultron 17.
All right. Zach, you are up.
Hold on, I'm looking for Age of here. 17. All right. This is hard.
Yeah, because now we're getting to pretty enjoyable films.
Either movies I like or you guys like.
You know, nobody likes Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm just kidding.
I'm thinking.
The longer this goes on, it's going to get harder and harder.
Ant-Man.
Yeah, man. That was actually my next pick.
right
I just don't know what I would pick over it. I mean,
Alright.
I do know something I'm going to pick over it, but like,
say what you gotta say.
okay, I know what I would pick over it,
Yes,
but I know that you're going to fight for this pretty hard.
I will fight for this. Pretty hard.
Which is it?
Doctor Strange.
Ah, okay.
I will fight for both of these very hard, actually. Good point. Would you really put the first Thor movie above Ant-Man?
I would.
I
Would
knew
you guys
that.
really do that?
I knew that. I would.
Yeah.
I knew he would.
Does
Yeah.
Raven's vote count here?
No.
Oh, well, just because she's a woman?
Okay. She's not talking.
Well, let's get into why you would
Oh,
put
you
it
guys
that
are
low, and I'll
disappointing.
talk about it too.
Yeah. Well, the reason
Disappointing.
I don't really like Thor is that the first Thor. I mean, I like Thor now. But
Oh, I thought we were putting Ant-Man.
Oh no. No, I'm just saying. The reason I'd put Ant-Man low in comparison to everything else is that it's the one thing on here that I really wouldn't fight for. It's a really good comedy. And
It
I
is.
really like it. But I know that the only things I'd put above it are Doctor Strange and
below
the
it?
first Thor.
Hmm.
So like I can't, but I know you guys really like that a lot more than Ant-Man. That's why I didn't go for those
Okay.
two.
I mean, I enjoyed the first Ant-Man. Oh, I saw it. It gave me what I want. Because, I'm seeing all these Marvel movies mainly for the entertainment value. And of course, I want to see a really good superhero movie. I love the genre of superheroes, and I know they have so much potential to be higher up. And I mean, they're already kind of integrated in our society. But Ant-Man just, I don't know. This one, it also kind of felt filler. It didn't really feel like it impacted the universe as much. It introduced cool tech, and I kind of wanted to see how maybe like Tony would interact with it. And when they go to the Avengers HQ in the film, I did like that part and stuff. It was just, you don't really need to watch the movie to understand what's going to happen. Because that end credit scene, they just show it in the next movie anyway. They
Yeah.
show it in Civil War. So it didn't really affect it that much. So that's why I would kind of like put Ant-Man low as well. But
You wanna go?
Would you put it above Winter Soldier?
I really like Winter Soldier.
So you put it above Winter Soldier?
Zach really
You
likes
should take it
Captain America.
What?
wait, what?
Winter Soldier.
No, I really like.
No,
Winter Soldier.
we like Winter Soldier more than Ant-Man.
Got his ass. Okay,
You bamboozled him.
I'm bamboozled him.
Hey, Coach, do you like?
You guys aren't gonna let me.
Who do you like better, Iron Man or Captain America?
I like Iron Man more.
Okay, so this whole room is against Zach with that.
I like the Captain America. Like,
Yeah.
Huh? Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Oh,
In
okay.
the first movie, the rest of it sucks.
I would say the Captain America movies are better than Iron Man's movies, like Tony Stark's movies. Like his trilogy is,
Captain America's?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Captain America's trilogy is like the best in the MCU so far.
Can I explain one thing about Captain America?
The more...
I really, like Captain America. I really do like him. But there's this.
There's nothing going on, guys. There's nothing going on in this.
Oh yeah, never mind.
No, but
I don't want to start any controversy. Let's just say there's a really cheesy scene that he has in a certain movie, and I'm like, cool, but so cheesy that it just throws his character. It doesn't seem like him at all, so it just throws him off for me. You know what I mean? You know what scene I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Do you feel like it kind of throws off his character?
Yeah, that's why I don't even like kind of think of him when he says that line.
Yeah, I try not to think about that, and I try to associate him with all the other cool moments he has. But it's just so lame. It's just like,
I would say like the longer it goes on, I like Captain America more and more. Maybe I will like him more eventually.
I do like
him and Tony are definitely the most developed characters in the MCU.
Yeah,
it makes sense why they are. You know, they're the team captains, basically.
Yeah.
But
I was going to say that I like Ant-Man better than Doctor Strange and Thor. But the reason I like Ant-Man better than Doctor Strange is I feel like they're very similar movies, just Ant-Man's funnier.
Okay.
And the cool special effects, I just like them better than Ant-Man because I like the whole like tiny stuff. And Thor, I just get bored halfway through. Like, I don't know. Like, I really like...
Like, if someone were to call me
some
and be like,
parts of Thor, but like...
Well, to be fair, the tone in the first set of Marvel movies were completely different than what we have now.
Yeah, it is true.
So setting it up back then, people weren't really into them as much as they were. People didn't really get together to love these movies until the first Avengers movie. That's when it blew up.
Oh, you
know?
like that too? Like,
Yeah.
You know, when you got to, you know. It was around the first Avengers movie that I started getting into them. Yeah.
It's kind of like anime. Like, back then, people would be made fun of and stuff.
Yeah,
you know, it'd be like, you watch this? You like and now that something came out, you know, like My Hero Academia. Oh my god, it's so awesome, you know. So it's kind of the same thing with like the MCU, you know.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I'm
nerdy.
gonna pick Ant-Man if you guys won't let Doctor Strange or Thor go now.
I'll let Thor go.
All right.
You said you would put Ant-Man above Thor, didn't you?
Yeah, I like Ant-Man.
right?
Go for it. Come
yeah.
just get him.
We
So
both agree.
we already got rid of Ant-Man, so now we're on to the next movie, right?
Oh yeah, so are we getting rid of Ant-Man?
I agree with Ant-Man.
I would rather get rid of Thor than Ant-Man.
Yeah, I know that, but I also would rather get rid of Thor and Doctor Strange over Ant-Man.
So if you say Doctor Strange, you'll also vote for Doctor Strange.
Yes.
But if I say...
Well, let's hear what you liked about Doctor Strange, and I'm going to go on about what I loved about the first Thor.
Okay.
So then we can all kind of...
Yeah, let's see the arguments.
Okay. You go ahead about Thor first. Then I'll do Doctor Strange.
Fair enough. For me, the first Thor was the best fish out of water story so far that we got in the MCU.
Okay.
I love how he came from this unknown land, this unknown planet, whatever it is, because they never really clarify what Asgard is.
Yeah.
You know, they kind of make them seem like they're gods. It's a place. But they're also like with aliens and all this other stuff, but whatever, you know.
What are you talking about? Asgard's not a planet or anything. It's a people.
It's the
Asgard is the people.
It's the people. But
Whatever.
The first Thor, just how serious he was, and the conflictions with his family, and when he gets sent down to Earth, and he's just in this new place and doesn't know how to act, I actually found it really entertaining. Like when he's at the bar, and he's no, it was not the bar. He was at the diner. The diner, thank you.
Yeah.
And he gets the coffee, and he's like, "I like this drink. I demand another." And he throws it down. It's like, don't do that, man. So
I do think that part's really
you know, it's a really nice fish out of water story, but also it has really nice moments to it. Say what you will about Natalie Portman. I really love that scene where he's explaining the realms to her, and that part for romance. I dug it. I really dug it. The writing was very Shakespearean in the first Thor.
Mm-hmm.
And you can kind of see it with his brother, his dad, the love interest, and God, I love Loki.
Oh, yeah.
Loki in the first film.
Let's just talk about good Loki as a character in general.
Loki as a character.
This is where they set him up.
This is where they set him up.
Mm-hmm.
But he had so much setup where it was like, it was just good on its own.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he didn't have to have the Avengers to be even greater. He was already good. Like Tom Hiddleston just does a phenomenal job acting.
Mm-hmm.
And the brother thing, they balanced it well. I thought they did a really good job with it.
They did a good
and
job.
I enjoyed him better than Doctor Strange just because of the actors and moments. But yeah,
the moment I liked about in Thor, my favorite moment is when he's yelling at his dad while his dad's having like the heart attack but doesn't notice.
yes.
That is
And he actually
right
cares about it, and then, like a second you see him kind of like get crushed by it.
there. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. That is a good. I will give you that. It's like one of the best scenes. In the
It is.
MCU.
So that's why I like Thor. So now we'll go to Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange.
Steven.
Dr. Stephen Strange.
Strange.
Okay, I guess I'll start with... Okay, can I rebuttal at your Thor thing first?
Go
Why I
ahead.
don't like Thor
Yeah,
first?
rebuttal. Rebuttal.
Just so you understand why I don't appreciate the movie as much. Let's say Thor, the first Thor is a romance movie. It is, right?
Just for moments of it, yeah.
Okay.
Majority, I would say, but like
And-
like I.
So,
Yeah.
a large focus of that movie is on Thor's romance with Natalie Portman.
What's she called in the movie?
Anyone know? Guess not. Alright, let's continue.
Do you like Thor? I'm just kidding.
So, we're talking about, girl that he likes. I thought her character was cool. My favorite part about her was her dad. Because I thought her dad was
Oh,
fun.
yeah.
And I was like, I like the dad. So, I'll give you that.
Was he her dad?
I mean, is that all?
No.
Okay.
Her dad was Thor.
I mean,
her dad.
Wait, that's not her dad. That's her like.
It's another
that's-
coworker. It's a
that's not it.
scientist.
Is this-
It's her friend's dad.
Oh, is it?
That's friends. It's her dad's friend.
Jane Foster. There we go. She was Jane Foster.
Jane Foster.
but
Okay.
is that what you look for in a girl? You look for
A
her
girl
dad's
with a good
friend?
dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I look for Natalie Portman playing the second.
I mean, there you go. But yeah, no, I think it's a good relationship, and I think it would have been done well as like a standalone movie that wasn't just like supposed to be part of the MCU.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like, it's a good movie. It's directed well. It's got a good plot to it. The romance is good, but it's Thor. He's a god, and he's wasting his time with Natalie Portman on Earth when he could be up ruling the cosmos.
Well, he got sent down there and he didn't know how to get back. He
But
had to
it's-
be
Well, yeah,
worth
but
it.
but
it's
it's like
love.
Yeah, but it's
I think he's
Thor.
saying like he wants to see that.
Like, I want to see
Yeah.
Thor be like, that's nothing.
Yeah.
And just, but that's what I like about the third movie. And we'll get to that, obviously. But he's like his own character, and he really figured his role out. Like, as an actor, he really figured himself out
Well, I think
at that point. I
Thor's
love
character
it. He
really
makes those
changed,
jokes that you
Yeah.
like, where he throws the mug and stuff like that. He makes those all the time in Thor Ragnarok.
I think it's a little too much.
is this
Yeah,
where we?
personally.
Is
We'll
this
get
where
to
we,
it.
Well, you like
I'm not
Dark
a big fan of Ragnarok. I think it does what it does, but we'll get to it.
I think maybe this is where we bring up
Oh, yeah.
comedy in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Okay, I really enjoy the comedy in the MCU.
Yeah, I am not one for. I'm not one of those. They go to the side that I don't think there should be less comedy. I think comedy really gets me through those movies a lot more. I'm not saying that they would be terrible without it,
No.
but like
It adds to the entertainment value of it.
yeah, as like a huge entertainment part of it, I like laughing at it. And like honestly, like I think Thor does have a lot of like awesome and funny moments in it. It's just the comedy was different back then.
It was.
Yeah.
As I said, the overall tone and
Yeah.
how they did the films for the first, 5, they're completely different. Because everything changed after Avengers.
Yeah,
Especially when Guardians of the Galaxy came in. That's when I noticed a shift.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, that is.
I don't mind humor. I love humor. Obviously, everybody has a different sense of humor. We all laugh at different stuff. For me, though, I think humor needs to have a certain spot where it maintains the tone or the story of the movie. Because if you have too much humor and it takes away from everything else, it kind of ruins the moments.
Yeah.
And I can't really get as invested. Kind of like in Guardians of the Galaxy 2, when his dad, when he finds out his dad killed his mom, like he implanted, the tumor in her brain, and then he just transforms into David Hasselhoff. I'm like, why did they do that? This is an impactful, dramatic moment. It's funny. It's funny to laugh at right now.
But like yeah,
But it ruined that moment for me. It kind of took me out. That's kind of the moments I'm talking
You
about.
can kind of say the same thing about in Thor 3 at the end when it's emotional. Asgard can be rebuilt,
Yeah.
and then it shows the planet exploding or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel like Marvel might be starting to get it now to not do that as much. Like in Captain Marvel, I feel like
there's a lot of good
there's a lot of awesome.
they
humor,
let
to be
it
honest.
settle There's like emotional moments, and then it also has humor built onto it.
Yeah,
I do think that.
It had humor where it didn't
Stop
take
trying
me
to mix
out.
them.
Yeah, Infinity War. I also think they did that too. I don't think.
Oh, yeah.
comedy took
Was
me
there
out.
any comedy in Infinity War?
No, there was a good
There's
amount.
comedy in it.
Yeah,
I love that it was like really serious stuff.
I actually really like the comedy in the Marvel movies, and that's not to say that I dislike the action, but I think I actually care more about the comedy than the action.
yeah.
I love to see the action. Like I love seeing Thor do shit with his hammer. You know, and I
It
love
helps
seeing people
build,
get smacked
like,
around by Iron Man. Shit.
What you like about the characters.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
And kind of go back to what we were doing.
Doctor Strange.
Yeah,
We're still
let's
talking about Doctor
let's hear
Strange.
Doctor Strange.
Okay, Doctor Strange. I guess we'll start with this character. Stephen Strange is a genius. One of the best surgeons in the world. He's a heart surgeon?
Yeah.
Somebody is?
No,
Brain surgeon.
brain surgeon.
Sorry, he's got super steady fingers, right?
Yeah.
So you got this story about him being like a great surgeon already. He's already on top of the world. He's great. He has this love interest thing, but he's not really focusing on
She's
it.
a thing.
Yeah, because she's not like a huge part of the story.
Nah, she's not.
Just to the side.
Yeah.
You know, it's a person you trust.
Exactly.
Somebody that's going to come up more in the second one.
So it's okay to have a love interest in a Marvel movie. I just don't think it should be the main plot of a story. So he has his love interest. He's got his nice hands that can do brain surgery. And he also has a really expensive car and kind of a stupid attitude. Reminds me of another hero that we all love. Who is your favorite?
Captain America?
Captain America. Ryan.
I liked Iron Man.
Iron Man. Okay, cool. So he kind of reminds me of Iron Man in a way. And I can expand on that.
Like the arrogance.
The arrogance and just the fact that he's a genius that's already on top of the world, and then he falls to the very bottom. Iron Man. Oh, that's cute. Sorry, Raven just showed me a picture of a cat. Okay. Iron Man falls to the very bottom. You could say in the first movie when he's getting captured. You could also say that in the... Does he fall on the bottom of the second movie?
He gets pretty low.
He gets pretty low, but you could definitely say that about the third movie.
Yeah.
Where he's having like PTSD attacks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, okay, so they both hit the very bottom. This is where I'll branch away because Iron Man has a different way of coming back up than him. And it doesn't take the route of like, oh, he's got injured arms, like, he can't do brain surgery, like, he has to be a hero now, that's the only thing he can do. Some cool like that. And it doesn't go the way of like, he'll build something cool to make his arms work again. No, it's fucking magic.
Yeah, and it's like...
And that, if you know me, I really like magic. That shit's really cool to me.
For me, though, I don't think there was enough magic. It was kind of like he just put his hands out and there were circles. The design was cool, but it wasn't really magic for me. It was kind of like just a tool he was using to deflect. And then he had the cape and stuff too.
Yeah.
I just wish we got to see him maybe do some incantations, some spells or something.
Yeah, I think that would have been cool.
It would be a lot cooler to see a little more magic to it.
Like adding more magic to the movie.
I
do
want
like
to see
what
him
they
pull
did
a bunny
give
out
us.
of a hat.
Oh,
that's
yeah,
like
definitely.
real magic. Yeah.
Like real magic.
But instead of, going through this reconstructive surgery phase or like building his own suit and becoming the badass and whatnot, he goes and he kind of has a mental breakdown. He doesn't know what to do. And he just
starts pushing everyone away.
He's just pushing everyone away, and he gets to this like disgusting bottomless pit in his life. And then he hears some guy on a basketball court talking about how he fixes nerve endings.
Well, actually, he goes and looks for him. Because he hears that it was like impossible for them to fix it.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's fine. He didn't know the name of the girl. Okay. So he finds that guy, the guy tells him all about it, whatever. He goes to this badass location, which takes me to the next point. The fucking scenery in that movie is beautiful.
Honestly, yeah. I really like when they go to, is it Hong Kong? Hong Kong? Where do they go for the, there's,
I think it's somewhere in the Himalayas.
where it's like,
Or like close
everything's
to it.
reversing. No, not like when.
Oh, there?
When
They go,
towards the end of the movie.
they go to...
I think that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that part's, like the scenery in that movie.
The visual effects
I
is
think-
what sold the movie for me.
Yeah.
Cool.
I just think there could have been more to it. Because a lot of the side characters were really forgettable. The whole ancient one played by Tilda Swinton, it was necessary to have like a teacher, I guess, for him. But I felt like she wasn't really like there as much as she could have been. I wish there was more moments of him training in the temple. Because he kind of got in there, and he kind of left, and then he became Doctor Strange, and he won.
And then me and Zach will always agree on this about that movie, is it didn't do time well. Yeah. It didn't say like how much time was actually going by. Yeah. It looks like it's like a few days, and he becomes like a badass.
Yeah.
It's like 6 months.
I wanted to see a little more with that temple and the training. Yeah. And to develop him and his one friend, the Baron Mordo guy.
Yeah.
He becomes evil at the end. Yeah. But they didn't really give him a lot of motivation to become evil.
It's only because we didn't see him a lot. I can kind of get why he would be evil, though.
Me too, but he should have just been developed more. I feel like their whole relationship should have been highlighted, you know?
For sure. But I like that when he gets there, at first he's turned away. It doesn't work out right away for him. But he works his way in. He gets in there. He meets the one. And he right away starts training like magic like crazy. Like that's what he's dedicated as hell, you know? He's really into it.
His photographic memory to help him.
His photographic memory because he's a genius. And I think that's kind of how they kind of explain him being so good so fast.
Yeah.
You know? But I mean, it's more like you kind of have to figure that out on your own.
Yeah.
But I like the training scenes that he has. I like seeing like when they're training outside and that...
The yard. He's kind of teaching him the weaponry they use for magic.
I do agree that should have been longer, but I like that they at least included it.
No, yeah. I'm glad they did.
As a fan of like magic and stuff like that, there's always relics. Which is why I love the cape. I love the...
The Eye of Agamotto.
Yep. And then the library, where it's like, you cannot go in there, and there's all these, scrolls and hidden books and all this shit.
And then you got your boy Wong.
Might be the best.
He's sitting there listening to Beyonce.
Yeah.
And I really like him as a character, yeah. He's not super developed, but he's funny, and he's quirky, and he's cool.
Yeah.
I like that, but then I also like the magic that he does use in the movie. I know you said it was lame. And yeah,
it's not lame. It's just there should have been more.
There's surface level.
I like the ring. I don't think it's all that cool. Like, okay, yeah, cool ring, nice. I definitely would have wanted to see him more. But then you see him pause time, and then you see him warp buildings.
But to be fair, though, does he really stop time? Because it's the stone that's doing.
Well, yeah, he's doing.
But he's still doing it. I mean, you're still seeing him.
I don't really care about him being able to do it. I more care about like seeing it happen.
Yeah,
exactly. And he does all that stuff.
Yeah. Like more magic in the movie itself.
Well, like what I think is that I think we were all talking about how there's not much magic in this movie, but I think once we see the second Doctor Strange, we won't care as much.
Well, we saw it a little bit in Infinity War.
Well, there's going to be a ton of magic in that. It'd be like, okay, we didn't get this now because we were going to get a ton of it later.
Because it's like an origin. He's not
Doctor Strange 2 confirmed better than Doctor Strange 1.
Yeah.
He very much will be, probably.
This is just
the CGI is just going to be awesome.
Yeah.
I cannot wait.
Yeah.
For me, another thing, though.
Yeah. I also like the villain in that one.
It's
not much of a fight. It's more of like a conversation.
That's the best part of the movie for me.
That's a really cool part. It's unique. It's different.
Dormammu?
Dormammu.
I was going to say Mad Mikkelsen's character.
Mad Mikkelsen's good, but I'm talking about
cool,
how he defeats
But I like
Dormammu.
that he's not.
He was just wasted, though. He was just kind of there, and I didn't like what they did with him. He didn't have to be in the movie.
No.
They could have just had more of Dormammu, or have like.
It would, but it adds almost like he's the villain, but there's always a step up.
Yeah.
Which leads to...
There was another guy controlling. That's how he got the power. It's just, I felt Mad Mikkelsen was wasted potential. He didn't have to be in there. Whereas Loki, he needed to be in the first Thor.
Mm-hmm.
And you had the ice giants, which could have been like the Dormammu in that movie. But they didn't take me out of it. And Loki was there, whereas in this one, it was Mad Mikkelsen and Dormammu. But Mad Mikkelsen took me out, and Dormammu took me in, so a little difference there.
Yeah, okay.
For sure.
I'm hearing both your arguments. I'm seeing a lot more passion for for Doctor Strange and Thor than Ant-Man.
Yes.
So I feel like... See, I think it's going to be easy if I just cut Ant-Man and give you the next cut, because, I don't know what I'm going to cut now.
Fair enough.
Okay. Ant-Man's out.
Mine the next one?
Yeah.
Ant-Man is what number?
So, Ant-Man is 16.
All right.
Everybody mark it.
This is going to be one long podcast. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Is it going to be me?
Yeah.
Thor. There you go.
We just went on our tangent about that.
Now we've explained it.
And my tangent
right.
about Doctor Strange.
Would you... Oh, yeah, that's right. You would put Doctor Strange below it, obviously. Would you put anything else below it?
below Thor?
Yeah.
Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel. How about you, Zach?
I really like Captain Marvel.
No, I did too. I just think compared to the rest of the movies, it kind of falls short. It's another filler movie, but it's not as bad as like Ant-Man and the Wasp.
See, like, I
feel like if Captain
I
Marvel
think it's
came
kind
out
of an important
sooner,
movie.
the next movies for me are Thor and Doctor Strange. Like, on my like personal, like what I would pick next. But I do like Doctor Strange more. But I do hear your arguments for Thor.
I kind of wish Captain Marvel came out sooner, just because there would be more hype.
Yeah, that'd be
for-
cool. Because you'd see more of her.
I just wish she was teased a little more, or they made mention to her, maybe in like Guardians of the Galaxy, you know?
Yeah,
Because
Ronan knows who she is.
Rhoda knows who
And
she is.
He's like gonna come back for her.
Yeah, a little plot holes, but
Yeah.
you know.
Okay, I see your point.
Well, let's take a vote here.
I mean, I would vote for Thor to go next.
Alright.
I'll vote Doctor Strange.
I would vote Thor.
Well, as Judge Johnny, I'm sorry, Coach, you were outnumbered.
I'm outnumbered, alright.
All right. Well, Thor is 15. All right, Coach, you're up.
So now we gotta get rid of Doctor Strange.
That's only fair.
You know, maybe we
Get
should-
rid of his.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Doctor Strange.
I would definitely say that I like Doctor Strange more than a few of these, but I'll get rid of it.
From now on, maybe we'll look at the votes, but also I might look at the passion put into it.
Okay.
Hmm.
All right.
Passion.
All right. So I
But
guess
screw you, Thor sucks. I'm just kidding.
You get over here. We're gonna
so like I have the next
Okay.
cut. I'm either thinking 2 movies,
Mm-hmm.
the first Avengers,
Mm-hmm.
or Black Panther.
I really actually do like Black Panther.
I do
a lot
really
more
like
than-
Black
I like Black Panther too, but we'll get into
All right. So
that
do
later.
you guys think with the first Avengers?
I can't.
Yeah, I don't really
I
care that
love
much for
I
that
love the
movie.
first Avengers a lot compared to the other Avengers films. Even Infinity War, I liked it more.
What would you put above it? Like, if you could pick one.
Above like the next movie,
Above Avengers.
like above Avengers.
Like, what would you
cut next?
cut first?
Well, I'd said Captain Marvel next.
Oh, okay.
That would be my choice. Because Avengers is a very important film.
Okay.
Because without that, you wouldn't have the rest of the Avengers movies.
I do think it is an important film. I don't like it as much as Captain Marvel, though.
I just think the pacing was very slow in the first Avengers, but all the moments were great. It gave every character what they needed to do. Everybody was highlighted. They seemed important. The fights were cool, except for the New York City battle. I did not like the New York City battle. Until they kind of all come together and get that shot where they go in the circle. I love that. And for me, we're going back to Loki. Loki really made the movie. You know, he did a really good job. He was compelling.
We're talking about Avengers.
Loki did great in that
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah. He did a
Versus
really
Captain
nice
Marvel.
job.
Yeah, he got slapped around a bunch.
Versus
That
Captain
big
Marvel.
green guy.
Whereas Captain Marvel and even Black Panther
I wouldn't say made
didn't
the
do it
movie.
as much. So I would honestly, with what you just listed, I would get rid of Black Panther right then and now. But, you know,
But so you would keep Black Panther. So what do you like about Black Panther more than the first Avengers and Captain Marvel?
I just genuinely enjoyed... I would still put Black Panther above Captain Marvel, too, I think. But I just genuinely enjoyed Black Panther a lot. I think I saw it in theaters 3 times. Just because it was a good movie. I
Yeah, I saw
love
it
the
twice.
soundtrack.
I mean, I really like it.
I love the soundtrack. I love the starting story, like the origin of them. I love the villains in it. I love the character design. And I love Wakanda.
I do agree that
The villains in it are pretty good.
yeah, there's 2 villains
Mhm.
and one goes out
The
right away,
soundtrack
but
is what gets me.
still both the villains are interesting.
Mhm.
I like both of them.
And the action scenes in that movie. You gotta admit, like the car scene.
Oh yeah,
That's
really
cool. And like the scene when they're all in that club. You know, and they're
Yeah.
like, what's up? Oh, yeah. Badass female characters. Let's bring that up. Badass female characters in Black Panther.
the girl that's from The Walking Dead, I really enjoyed her.
Hmm.
I felt like
Oh,
she was
she's
a big
cool.
saving grace for
And the
movie.
best thing is, she's not the only badass girl in that movie.
Yeah, because I like his sister.
I didn't
Oh,
like
your
his
sister too.
sister.
Oh really?
I don't. I do.
I like her, but I don't like her. I just felt like they kind of threw her in. She was just like, "Oh, hey, I can do everything, and I'm 16 years old. I just felt like, it was kind of like a.
Yeah, I
For
get
shoehorned
what you
in.
mean, but like
For me,
I
it was
just
more
thought
like-
she was funny.
Yeah.
She can do
Except for the
everything.
one
She's
of the-
16 years old.
Yeah.
Their like
Yeah, she's
culture
so
in
cool.
general is really smart, isn't it?
Mhm. They're genius, and they're hidden from the world. So they
I
have
do
to be
like the
geniuses.
culture aspect of it. I don't know. I actually like.
And the fact that they keep up with their like cultural, like their fights, like they're done in tradition. That's so cool.
You know, I would actually be okay with cutting Captain Marvel now over Black Panther.
Over Black Panther, yeah, but
Yeah.
I did like Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a really good movie.
Like, I really loved Captain Marvel, and if I was making my own list,
Yeah.
it'd get a lot higher. It's just, like, I think for the thinking of, like, objectively the movie, which you can't really do objective, but I think it has, like, more going on, Black Panther. And I think
Black
it's more-
Panther definitely has more going on.
Captain Marvel, I thought, was a very good introduction to a superhero.
Yeah.
I'm more excited. I don't know. I was going to say she was my favorite part of the movie, but also, like, I really like Nick Fury in it.
Yeah.
But, yeah. I mean, if you guys are cool with cutting Captain Marvel.
Yeah, that was already my choice, so.
Sure,
Alright.
I just let it happen.
All right, Judge Johnny will let this happen.
Thank you, Jim.
Oh man, you cut Thor. I can't really have you be judge anymore. Stinking jerk. Nah, just kidding. Just kidding.
Wait,
Judge is biased.
Say things you like about Captain Marvel first, just to give us some glory before its death.
Oh, well, I thought the whole 90s aesthetic was awesome.
God, yes.
Yeah, and I love that everything in it is like, because we're dealing with S.H.I.E.L.D., it's all future stuff, but it's like old future stuff. Like he has the fancy two-way pager.
Yeah, the reason
that wouldn't be impressive now.
I mean, I'm gonna let it be removed, but one of the reasons I wouldn't is because Nick Fury is such a big part of it,
Yeah,
and then he feels so cool
Yeah.
and like himself, and you get to see him coming up like that.
It's the second best Nick Fury movie out there.
It was. I just didn't understand the hate. I get people are out there because of social issue
Oh, I'm hating on the Nick
and
Fury.
the whole feminism thing, but I'm here to see a good movie. I don't care, And
Yeah.
I really loved Brie Larson's attitude in this movie. I have
She
been
was
a
so
Brie
good.
Larson fan since day one when I saw her in Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. She did a fantastic job as Envy Adams.
She
But,
did.
going back to Captain Marvel, I love her smug attitude. She's gung-ho. And she was in the Air Force. It makes sense. She had to go through training and had to deal with all these other people. So it really explains why she acts like that.
Did you guys realize? Sorry to cut you off, but it's just a point you made actually. Two of the villains from Scott Pilgrim became leaders of Marvel.
Oh yeah, because
Because Chris Evans was also
Yeah.
yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
And I really love that the other mom in the movie. Well, she's not a mom. Not Captain Marvel, but the one, her friend with the daughter.
Yeah.
I love that family.
Awesome.
I do wish
Yeah.
the
There are moments that really
Yeah.
get to me with them.
yeah. I just wish that the origin story, like her flashbacks to her past, were kind of like structured a little bit better because they felt kind of all over the place. Because I would have loved to see
Yes.
her with them more.
I'd like
Yeah.
to see
Because the
like,
moment she had with them was awesome.
I'd like to see her apply to the military
Mhm.
and get into the military and like her getting accepted and all this excitement.
Yeah,
But that would
you
be
get,
a
you
little
get
too
cut
similar
away.
to Captain
Yeah.
America.
Yeah, and I don't like that. No, but I really like the scene where it's like her falling down and standing up. I cried.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Yeah, that really got me.
Yeah,
Maybe we'll
Where you
see
see
more.
all of, like the visions of the past.
yeah.
Like,
From
yeah,
she
yeah.
always got back up.
it was cool.
Yeah,
I like that too.
Really good. Like editing there.
Yeah.
Like, I thought it was
They
really
did a
good.
nice
That
job.
was
with that.
a complete enemy.
Also,
scene.
great music. Great music.
And what they did with the Skrull in this one, I love the main Skrull guy.
Oh yeah.
awesome.
He was fantastic. I forgot what the actor's name is because he's in every movie pretty much now. He's always playing a bad guy.
Yeah.
But the twist worked for me. I really liked them. And I know people are probably complaining about like, oh, the Skrulls aren't bad in this, but honestly, not everything has to be comic accurate.
Yeah.
As long as it
Keep that
makes
in
sense
mind.
for the story. But yeah, because I'm getting back to that later.
Yeah.
I think we're both thinking about the same movie.
Yeah, we
here.
are. Yeah.
Yeah, we are.
Anyway, but it was an amazing movie.
So there, but we're
Now let's cut it.
now let's get rid of it.
All right.
Get out of here, Captain.
All right, let's go. Well, who's up next?
All right. Well,
If I was
that's
voting, I
number.
would probably go for Captain Marvel, but
Like you would vote for it to stay?
yeah.
I would too. I personally don't feel like it should be removed right now, but I'll let it happen because I don't want to deal with it.
Yeah. Alright, so 13.
Oh, you're just scraping it off the
Okay,
dirty
all right.
frying pan.
Caden, it's your turn.
Alright, Winter Soldier. Tell me why you like it.
Oh boy. Why I like Winter Soldier? I can't tell you why I don't like Winter Soldier.
What about Bucky? What about how they took his character away?
Okay. But, like, I do wish Bucky had more character because I actually really like him in the first Avengers.
I think he was so good in the first
Captain
one.
America. But, like, I think they needed a mindless drone for this movie to work.
But why'd they make it him?
Because they needed to give some character to, like,
Cause confliction for Captain
yeah.
America.
Because, like, the other solution...
And they showed how he lived, too, so it's not like a mystery to us, you know.
Yeah. And it's like the situation of, like, if it wasn't him, Captain America would just take him out. They needed a reason to, like, fight somebody but not want to kill him. I think for Captain America, it's a very good move because, like, how wars were fought back in the day, where it's like, you're proud of your country. But now wars are fought behind scenes, and it's just, isn't, like... They want to neutralize the threat before it even becomes a threat, but that's not freedom. That's not what people are supposed to do. Mm-hmm. Like, usually the punishment comes after the crime. That's a quote from him.
Yeah.
And and I think because of that, I think it fits so well for Captain America's next step to be against the organization he works for.
Exactly.
Especially for what happens in Civil War.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's a good setup for the Captain America storyline.
Yeah.
And the whole, like, Peggy, like, that scene destroys me where it shows Peggy has Alzheimer's.
Well, yeah, that scene's really sad.
And, like, you just feel so much for Cap. And Cap doesn't, like, instantly, like, break down or anything. He tries to make her feel better. Like, right away. And I think it to just show him, Captain America, kind of more refined. Because in the first movie, he's still trying to figure everything out, like, almost the entire movie. Mm-hmm. Now we see him as a leader. And I think I think it's the best movie with Black Widow's best performance in. I think it's like almost like a buddy cop kind of thing with them together.
I always do like when Black Widow gets big scenes.
Yeah, and I like that, like, the perfect scenes of them going to the mall, and she wants to take it all espionage spy style, and he wants to just like beat him up. That's all he knows. Yeah. But it's obvious that you take this like a spy level. So she's like doing things like put your hand on my shoulder and stuff like that, and like it's so awesome and stuff like that.
That was really cool.
Yeah.
I guess the only reason I don't really like it is because parts of the movies don't entertain me. And
what parts? Exactly.
Anything that has to do with Bucky. I really don't find him interesting at all. I really don't care about their friendship either. To be honest with you. So if he wouldn't kill him, I wouldn't care. I'd have been like, alright, he's dead now.
Yeah.
I really like him in the first, like Captain America. I love that movie. I think it's a really good movie. Just because I like the aesthetic of that time period.
Yeah.
But, him and Bucky's connection felt really real in that movie. Like, they were friends. Like, forever. And then, when it got to this movie, he was mind controlled or whatever, you know? But even after he was back, he wasn't back.
Yeah, but he
had to figure himself out. You see him at the museum and trying to put together, because he lost his past.
The one thing I want to argue about
feels the same.
That in Winter Soldier is that you never get really that situation. He's like mind controlled the entire time. Mm-hmm. He never like breaks out of it in Winter Soldier.
Yeah, this is just at Captain America in general.
Oh yeah.
He just never comes back to me.
Oh yeah.
And that's the movie that it happens in. But if you guys got something else to put above it.
Well, the only things that I would fight against Winter Soldier with specifically is the first Captain America and the first Avengers.
I'll take the first Avengers out.
I can't take the first Avengers out. I love that. I love that more than the first Captain America. Because for me, the next two choices I would have to get rid of is either the Captain America, the first Avenger, or Ragnarok, honestly. Those are my two next picks.
What do you like more? The first Captain America or the second Captain America?
I like the second.
The second was the
best. Alright, let's
hear
the first one then.
Well, what should we talk about?
Yeah, let's talk. Like, do you like the first one a lot, right?
I do like the first one.
Do you want to talk about like what you liked about it?
I like that he starts off as a wimpy guy who's extremely passionate, regardless of his figure. I like that his best friend is actually his best friend and a real character to him. I like that his love interest is an actual interesting love interest that the whole story isn't based around. I like.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I like the ending. I like that he gets in the crash and he freezes in ice and it leads up to the second movie, which is cool. But I just found it more entertaining than the second one.
Yeah.
You know, more than anything, I just like the aesthetic of it, the scenery.
Yeah, being in like the...
I like seeing him be an army man. I like seeing him do the performances and all the cheesy, crappy stuff he had to do before he became a superhero.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's also a good example of like Captain America's character.
It's a shield.
Yeah. Captain America's character compared to Iron Man is Iron Man is almost like he is changed. Captain America was always a good guy, and he just doesn't change. He will never like change his perspective because he thinks he's right, and like I like that about him because even Captain America was Captain America before the serum, and I like that about him.
Yeah, that's this thing. It's
That's
like
what I was about to
he
say.
didn't get power and be like, I have to use this for good.
He was like
He was like, I need to do good.
Captain America would try to do the things he does now, even without the powers.
Yeah.
I just like seeing him come up more than him being who he is already.
Okay,
For
but
me,
you're okay with cutting it now?
Yeah.
All right.
For me, the first Captain America, if you took the first half and the second half and put them together, you clearly know which one was better, which was the first half of the film, when he's the young, scrawny
Before
kid
he becomes...
becoming...
Well, I would agree with you up to I like when he becomes the suit. I think it's like towards like the end of the movie. I do think it kind of falls off a little bit.
Yeah, that's
Well,
false.
I just didn't like
Actually,
that
at the
whole
beginning one.
action montage they try to do.
Yeah.
And Red Skull was a wasted opportunity. You know, they tried to do something with him, but it didn't really work out.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, Red Skull was kind of cheesy.
so like the first
Yeah.
half of the film for me was the best, and then everything else after that kind of just fell down. You know, whereas Winter Soldier kept me invested. Civil War kept me invested, even though I'm not the biggest fan of Civil War. You know, it was just
Yeah. All right. Coach. Oh, that's number 12, by the way.
Captain America, the first Avenger.
Yeah.
All right.
Did you say it was Ragnarok?
It's a hard choice for me because I'm gonna have to go either Guardians of the Galaxy 2 or Ragnarok. But I'm gonna have to go Thor Ragnarok. If we get rid of the Thor movies, we're doing it right now. We gotta get all three out of here. Bada boom.
All right. Tell us why.
All right. You said that Thor really found out who he was in this movie, but that's where I'm gonna have to disagree.
Okay.
Because the first movie, he's kind of like this serious character, but also is funny because he's from somewhere else.
Mm.
Humor worked in that one.
People that are different are funny. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
And then Thor 2, they tried to do this very dark tone.
Mm-hmm.
Did not work at all. That's why we got rid of it. You know?
Bye Thor.
And Thor Ragnarok, I feel like the overall shift of the tone of the Marvel Universe, the whole, we need more entertainment, we need more humor, we need more action, more silly moments, really got pounded into Ragnarok. You know, I felt like there was not really a lot of directive control to this. I couldn't really see a style in this one. It was just, you know, another Marvel movie for me. And Thor kind of just lost his character. I didn't feel like he was Thor. He just seemed like another... We got the cat in the podcast, everyone. Cat moment. But he just felt like another Star-Lord to me. You know, he wasn't really Thor. He felt like someone else. He was just too comical. And when there was a serious moment, it was just to get another joke in. Not that jokes ruin it, but there was just way too many. It was just pounded on you. Each scene they could put another joke in. And then they would introduce another comic relief character, another one. And then we had Valkyrie, who ended up being another one because she's drinking and she's badass. And, you know, I did like what they did with Hela in this one. She didn't seem like another wasted villain. I actually felt the threat. I liked the whole, you know, family thing and like, oh, our dad is like this and they're like that, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's just compared to the other ones, it's not my favorite Thor. And I really think he figures out who he is in Infinity War. I think that's the best Thor we've gotten because he's both funny, but he's also like maintains who he is as a character. Like when Loki dies.
Yeah.
You know,
He's cool. He's good.
I really liked what the Russo's brothers did with him. You know?
Yeah.
I would agree with you on the movie being really funny and like it being a little too much at times. But I feel like with Thor, I can kind of see it as being realistic on how he's acting. I feel like he's gotten pretty full of himself, to be honest. And like
he's cocky because he's seen what humans are like.
Yeah.
Which is fine for Thor. I just felt everybody else in the movie was just another comic relief. There wasn't really that character that was utilized to be serious, except for Hela. But they just used her to be another thing to step over in the end.
Mhm.
She did her thing, and I liked her compared to most villains that we had. It's just like, they introduced Valkyrie, they had Korg, even Loki was comic relief at times. We had Jeff Goldblum's character who didn't really need to be there. It was just Jeff Goldblum. I like Jeff Goldblum, but he wasn't really a character. It was just Jeff Goldblum. Let's be real here. You know?
All right. I would kind of disagree with you on the parts about most of it.
Which part?
Yeah.
I actually think the movie does a really good job with it being it is. I do see that movie as a comedy, but I think it really lets moments kind of settle. Like the moment when he's talking to his dad when he's dead and he's lost his eye and he's like, even though it's like supposed to be this joke when he's like, "Are you Thor, God of Hammers?" Like that is funny, but it's also like this question that he needed to ask himself.
Yeah.
And I actually was like, there's like moments that really get me in that movie. And when Loki and Thor are talking in the elevator, like they're making jokes, but during that part, I'm like, I feel bad for their relationship, like how much it's gone through and stuff. And Loki even like looks at him like, "You're my brother," and then he betrays him right after. But like that's just Loki's character.
Yeah.
I think
he's the mischief.
I think they keep the characters really consistent with it, and I think it has some of the best action in the MCU. I love Thor coming in with the lightning and is it Nirvana? What's playing in the background?
No, that's Led Zeppelin.
Led Zeppelin, yeah. Led Zeppelin's playing.
Oh, that's cool.
And like
The music is awesome.
even the beginning of the movie having that awesome like scene with him fighting the guy who causes Ragnarok at the end.
Surtur.
Yeah, sir. Like all that action and everything, and it's the first time they use that song and they bring it back at the end and stuff like that. The only thing I actually don't really like about the movie is, and I don't even really dislike this, I just think it feels weird, is the shoehorn in Doctor Strange scene. It almost seems like the director of that movie
It felt out of place.
was like, I don't really know what to do with this, so I'm just going to kind of make it different. But I also disagree with the fact that I think this movie is kind of directed by one vision. I think it's Taika Waititi's like he has had a lot of control over a lot of it. Because like,
It just felt like another Guardians clone to me, though.
yeah, but like
It's
that's
similar because it's in the same universe and they're both in space. I can
Yeah.
agree on that.
and I would think
It's very colorful, too, and has the wacky music and soundtrack. And
Yeah, but
not
when it
80s, but yeah.
comes to the color theme, I would say that, like you say, they're both very bright movies, but Guardians, the way it takes its space is very seriously. Like, all the details in the background are very intricate, whereas in Thor, they were like, yeah, let's just paint this wall red and white. Like, they even make a comment about that in the movie. Like, the movie looks really simple, and I kind of like that design. It's almost like everything's made out of, like, they look like they have, like, Teletubby toys.
Yeah.
And, like, stuff like that. And, just, like, them showing like what the collector is, not the collector, the game master is, and like it's like playing what is it?
the Willy Wonka.
The Willy Wonka music in the background. Like that made me think the director was watching this and being like, "What if we did this?" And they were like, "Maybe we shouldn't do that." And he was like, "No, we're gonna do it." Like it was different than the rest. It didn't have some gray overtone that like Civil War and all the other movies have. It was like really fun, and they took an 80s synth tone.
Yeah.
And I love that kind of music.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate the moments that they included in there and the creativity to, like, the color and soundtrack. I just didn't really see it as being, like, Taiki, his influence, really. That's why I said it looks too much like a Guardians clone, because that's when movies started changing and looked a little more colorful in the way they did soundtracks. But, I agree.
To talk about another person in the Hulk, I think this was the best Hulk movie we got.
Yeah. I just didn't like how he looked.
I do think this is the best Hulk movie.
I thought the CGI in general in this movie wasn't that great. Because Yeah,
I
the
didn't
demon
notice that.
soldiers she resurrects, the giant wolf.
Oh, I didn't really think about that.
You know,
yeah, that is true.
They looked really bad.
Also, like this actually might be. You can say this as a negative for the movie, but I actually really like that. Is that when Hela comes, she just kills all Thor's friends.
Yeah.
Now it's like this.
Well, they
like,
weren't even important at all. You know, they were just there.
And like they kind of treat it like that.
Yeah.
Like Hela comes in and just takes them on. She's like, "I'm Hela," I like that.
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
And I like that the one character that you really didn't think was going to get an arc pulls out Dez and Troy, and he destroys.
Yeah.
Like
The AK-47s.
Like I love
they
that.
were,
That moment, I was
errors.
like, that guy gets it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Heimdall also
Something
got
I think
one.
is interesting going off what you said, how you like Thor a lot in Infinity War
Yeah.
because he's more serious.
Well, it's a perfect blend.
Yeah, and I think the reason he's more serious is because he's actually scared, and he knows he has to be. Whereas in Thor Ragnarok, he knows he's gonna win. He's like, I'm gonna.
He's very full of himself.
Yeah.
You know, and that's his character.
cocky.
You know.
And that's the thing. He's kind of realizing that he's a leader. He's kind of becoming a leader.
Or he likes the idea
By the end of that
I'm a
movie,
superhero.
He is undoubtedly a leader by the end of that movie.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like he kind of
He's
learned
an
that
evolution.
lesson though in the first Thor movie when he decided.
Well,
you know,
he decided he wasn't ready, and I feel like he's at that moment where
And
he's
this
like,
is
I
his
might
peak.
not be ready yet, but I need to become ready.
Where he's
It's just Thor has had this really weird adventure. Like how we
all
saw
the
him
movies.
as his character goes. He hasn't really been too consistent. I'll say that. They finally found a good mark for him.
Yeah,
Just but
And they started
compared
putting him onto that path.
to compared to Captain America and Tony, he's just
he's a
kind of
little
like the
less
odd wheel
consistent,
out.
yeah, because he has like the most amount. He has the same close to almost the same amount of movies as him, except I guess Captain America and Iron Man have a little bit more,
Yeah.
especially Iron Man.
Yeah.
But we've seen Thor a lot,
Yeah.
and he does kind of act different depending on the scene. But I think they kind of got him down for Ragnarok, and then they were even perfected him in Infinity War. I do think I like him better in Infinity War than Ragnarok,
Yeah.
but I like Ragnarok a lot.
Yeah, I like them both.
But compared to the rest of the movies on the list, even the first Avengers, you know, you got to agree that Ragnarok doesn't really hold a torch to movies like Winter Soldier, Civil War, or the other
I
Guardians
don't know.
of the
I
Galaxies.
like
I'm
Ragnarok
above
better
all
than
those
Winter
except
Soldier.
Guardians.
You like Ragnarok better than Winter Soldier.
Yeah, and
I think it's a better
that
movie.
is-
It has more interesting characters. Definitely, the love interest is only a slight focus, not even guaranteed to be a love interest. Scenery's amazing. Special effects are pretty good, aside from the stupid wolf and whatnot. The main villain, pretty solid main villain, as we all agree on.
the thing is,
Cool characters and everything.
Coach, I know you like Winter Soldier probably better than Civil War.
Yes, 100%.
See, I like Civil War a little bit better than Winter Soldier. I like them almost the same. I almost see them as a continuation of each other.
Mhm.
But
Yeah, definitely.
I like
But I really like
Ragnarok
Civil War.
almost more than Civil War. That's why I'm kind of I can't. And I don't really enjoy the first Avengers. Do some of it. I do a lot of it. I do like a lot of it. I'm just kind of can we get to the next scene?
Yeah.
Almost.
It's just for me, Ragnarok just feels like I can watch it. I want the entertainment value out of it, but it doesn't really affect the universe as much as the other movies did. You know, it's another movie. Because if I had some guy sitting next to me right now that did not know anything about the MCU, and he was like, hey, I want to get to Endgame as soon as possible. What movies do I need to watch to understand the universe? He doesn't really need to watch Ragnarok. Ragnarok's just a very entertaining film. You know, it doesn't really do anything.
But if I was to show somebody an MCU movie, be like, you're only going to watch one MCU movie, I don't know if it would be Ragnarok, but Ragnarok would be on that list of movies. I'm like, you need to
Definitely.
see this
Be
one.
Ragnarok or Guardians, probably, for me. Because those are good standalones.
Yeah.
You would have to understand a little bit more for Thor, because Hulk.
Yeah, and Loki. Like
Yeah.
Loki's position.
And if you've seen, the other movies, you'll understand the world more.
Yeah. That's almost true about every Marvel movie at this point.
Yeah, it is. Definitely. Like Captain Marvel saw a lot of aspects from Guardians.
Yeah.
And same for Thor.
And the setup for Nick Fury and stuff.
Absolutely. But so then,
I just couldn't let Thor Ragnarok go out.
no, I really can't. I definitely can't.
Is
I
there
can't let the first Avengers go out.
any other movies then?
It's got to be Winter Soldier then.
No, Zach can't even do that. I would have to put maybe Guardians of the Galaxy too. instead
Definitely
of that.
not.
But
Same
it's hard to like
reasons.
say no to. We can't say no to
Amazing
everything.
soundtrack, amazing characters, amazing depictions of scenery.
It's another thing, though. As I said earlier, it's another movie where it completely takes humor and ruins the tone.
It's time.
I
Judge
don't
Johnny
agree on
has
that.
stood up. Now, Zach, what was your movie that you wanted to cut?
Originally was I don't know. It's his cut.
Yeah, it's his
oh.
Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah.
Okay, so your cut is Thor Ragnarok, Coach.
Yes.
Who's against that?
It was like we have the first Avengers up there. I was thinking I could put Black Panther because I would rather see Black Panther go than Thor Ragnarok.
I would too, but I'd much rather see the first Avengers or any of the Captain Americas or any of the Iron Man.
Excuse me. Black Panther won not one, but 3 Oscars. How many did Thor Ragnarok get? All right.
I guess we've lost.
That's how it goes.
All right. Yeah.
But I don't know. There's a lot of negatives for me for Ragnarok. I like the good moments when they happen. It's just I think about the other moments. It's just I don't know. You guys like it a lot, but you guys are also very different from me and how you view a movie.
Yeah, that is
So-
true. That is true.
Judge Johnny just doesn't know what to say here, to be honest.
Because you suck.
Yeah. You're terrible.
You're a
judge.
terrible judge.
Ever since I caught Thor one.
Well, Thor 1 for me would be gone by now, but like that early on, like
I mean, Thor 1 should have been gone at the beginning. I'm just
Can we
kidding.
agree on that? No, I'm just kidding.
So I don't know. I would vote for the next Avengers to be the next one to go.
Me too.
I already know John's just gonna Judge Judy it and cut it out of here. So
Well, it's 2 people. He's gotta.
what do you not like about the first Avengers?
I just don't
Before
like
we just
more
cut
than
it.
Ragnarok.
The what I don't.
like a race. No,
Yeah, but
I'm
what
not
I don't like
imagine
about
the
the
first
first
Avengers
Avengers is I think the characterization of all the characters is very like on the surface. Like it's like, he didn't. I almost think that like he was like, well, all these characters are in this movie. We got to make sure they're all different, and they're all different, but they have to be like, you know what, Thor, you're only going to talk in Shakespearean language. Oh, Iron Man, just be an asshole the entire time. Captain America, act like you don't really know what's going on, and we got a lot of that.
Yeah.
And like I liked some of those moments. I just didn't want that the entire movie. You know.
I feel like it was another character arc, though. They had those moments to kind of come together as a team and trust each other and gather a friendship.
Yeah, I just don't really enjoy watching it. Like for those scenes, like my favorite part of that movie is the end.
Mhm.
And I almost think that like when I watch that movie, it's all like, okay, this is all we're okay. We're getting there. We're getting
Like,
to the
we're
end.
starting a series.
Yeah, it's
For me,
all-
the biggest issue, as I said before, only negative is the pacing. I think it's a very slow movie.
yeah,
It takes a while to kind of kick in.
and I think it
Yeah.
needed to. I just don't think. it's
Okay,
really-
Ragnarok's pacing, beautiful.
Yeah.
The movie, I didn't feel like it stumped at a spot. So,
There's not a lot of breathing room in Ragnarok,
yeah.
which I think could be a negative to it, but
It was the shortest movie, too, in the MCU. It's confirmed it's the shortest one.
really?
But, it did what it needed to do, essentially. But
Can I just interrupt with something very important?
no.
Yes.
Judge Johnny has to use the bathroom.
Okay.
Does anyone else need to take a break? We could take a pause on this. It's an hour and 30 minutes.
I think we should cut the next movie and then do it.
Okay.
All right,
Are you up or am I up?
Judge Johnny's going to
it's-
go to the bathroom while he cut this movie.
It's Coach's cut.
I'm going to have to judge his bathroom, if you know what I mean.
Oh.
My cut right now would be Ragnarok.
Yeah.
So we'll move on to Zach.
Okay.
This bathroom's about to see my judgment.
Wait, so what movie did we cut?
We didn't cut him.
We didn't cut a movie. We're deciding which one we're going to cut.
Yeah, so
But I already kind of know what you guys want to cut, right?
yeah, it'd either be the first Avengers for me or Black Panther, but like
I would have to agree with the first Avengers.
And I feel like
Black
you,
Panther, yeah.
you like Black Panther more than the first Avengers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do.
all
And
right.
it's 2-on-1, so first Avengers, I'm shedding a tear for you.
All right, number 11. Technically, that's Coach's cut, but like whatever. Like because it was on his turn, and then I'll cut a movie next. But like, I don't know. We'll take a break.
Okay.
So I can think about it.
Raven and I have to go pick up some furniture, so.
Well, we're all back from our potty breaks.
Yeah. Coacher, good job.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you for holding.
Anyway. Caden?
1 second, I'm sorry.
1 second. Cut again. So, Caden.
Am I cutting something?
It's your turn to cut.
So right now, just so you guys know, we currently have Iron Man 3, Captain America, Winter Soldier, Guardians of the Galaxy, Captain America, Civil War, Guardians of the Galaxy 2, Spider-Man Homecoming, Thor Ragnarok, Black Panther, and Avengers Infinity War. So out of those, I would personally cut Winter Soldier, but I go, neither of you want to let go of that, so I'm not going to bring that up, because we've already had that discussion. Even though I bring it up just now. Out of these are all really good movies, except for Captain America, Winter Soldier. I guess if I can't pick that, I pick Iron Man.
The first or the
one.
third?
The first, not the third.
I don't know. I can't do that one.
I do really think it's a good movie, and I completely think I'll agree with your points. I just kind of
Compared to the rest?
Yeah, just compared to the rest, I can't let go of any of these. I really like that movie, actually, though. Oh, well, yeah, I said that one, but I know they won't let go of it, so.
Which one?
Oh, Winter Soldier.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. No offense. I know you guys like that movie a lot.
No, never mind. We got rid of that one. Okay, so compared to the other ones, what would you say that Iron Man doesn't have that the other ones do have?
My interest. My favor. That's it.
So what's your interest? Like, what makes you love the newer Marvel movies, what we have right now?
I just think they're more well put together. The world's more well built, obviously, because it's the first Marvel movie, so that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And unless The Incredible Hulk came first, I don't know. But no, I'm pretty sure it's Iron Man. But I don't dislike the first Iron Man movie at all. I'll say that. I love that movie. I'll watch it any day. But I think I love these ones a little bit more. So I don't really have much negative to say about it.
I would say as a solo film, if I'm looking at it
It's a great solo film.
as it's by its own,
It got me
it's
into
a
Marvel,
great movie.
so, you know.
Yeah.
And that's what set it apart from the rest of the movies. It's just really, really well done. Like, well written, great characters, great moments.
Yeah.
It wasn't afraid to do a lot of stuff, too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There was, like,
'cause
terrorism,
what are you gonna?
torture.
What boundaries
They did
are
a
you
lot
gonna
of
break in the
stuff.
first movie that sets up the boundaries?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
But as far as building a universe, as Katie said, like a cinematic universe, what they're kind of going for, it doesn't really equate to the universe as much as the other films do. But still, it is the first movie, and it does set up the events that
Yeah,
ends
can't
up to
do-
the event.
Which I do have mad respect for.
Yeah.
Like, that movie is a god among movies because it created the MCU, which is really cool.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
I still like the other movies better.
I'm having difficulty with this because I really like Winter Soldier.
Mm-hmm.
and I
I'll
really
take it
like
out
Iron Man.
above Iron
I
Man.
do too.
I like Iron
But
Man way
think
more
I
than Winter
like the
Soldier.
first Iron Man better than Winter Soldier. I think I almost like them the same.
Really?
Iron Man is honestly my number one pick.
Really? Okay, then.
Well, I know
Winter
if
Soldier.
you don't like it, and if it's my,
It's your pick.
If it's
yeah.
your number one, I'll let it hang on because I
well,
love that
don't
movie.
be that the reason to,
Well, yeah, but no, he loves
But
the
if
movie.
he's saying
But-
that there's an option to get rid of one I don't actually even like
let's
that
see
much.
what
That's fine with
our
me.
cuts are.
Well, like,
Okay.
honestly, on this list, the next movie I would cut, like, if I was to pick, it might be Winter Soldier. Like, I've been talking about Black Panther for a little bit.
Do you like Iron Man 3 more than Winter Soldier?
Yes.
Okay.
Iron Man 3 is my favorite movie on the list.
Okay.
So I know that's not a very popular opinion, and I'm not really fighting for that much because I know it's not that popular.
I'm excited to talk about it, though.
Yeah, I'm
because
excited
there's
to
some
talk
things
about
I really want to say about it.
But I'm actually like into this entire time I've been thinking about. This has made me question if I like Winter Soldier or Civil War more the entire time. I've been going back and forth, but I don't know. Like, I could see Iron Man going out here now, but I can also see like Winter Soldier going out here or Civil War.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I think I like Iron Man. Like I like all three of those movies kind of the same amount.
Okay.
Which is hard for me to argue. I'm saying that I'm willing to kind of take out any of those three right now. So you guys argue for which ones do you think should go out right now?
I would put Iron Man above Winter Soldier. Civil War is kind of hard.
I honestly, my cut would probably be Black Panther.
Next.
Year, yeah.
Because if we're going to move on and compare Black Panther to the other movies that we really like, do I really like Black Panther compared to Iron Man 3 more?
Like, I think that's my thing about Black Panther is that I think it's a really good movie. I'm just not as passionate about it as the other ones on this list.
For sure. I get you.
I really like that movie, but I wouldn't say I love that movie.
No.
I thought it was a really good,
It did what it did, and it was better than most solo Marvel movies.
It was also a lot better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. I do think it's overrated at sometimes. It deserves what it got, but
yeah,
it's just a little too much at sometimes. But it doesn't take away from it. I can't say it was a bad movie, because it wasn't. It was a good movie.
Yeah.
I just think like movies like Infinity War should have been highlighted more than Black Panther, you know?
I get you.
Yeah.
I still would put all the ones you listed below Black Panther, personally.
Okay.
Because it's like, for me, it's like
I don't really
a
know.
sacrifice for a greater good right now.
Maybe
That's what I'm looking at.
What if we can make a
do
list
that
of those 4 movies? What you guys would order them? See if anything matches up.
I would probably, out of those 4 movies, I'd probably put Black Panther out first, just because I love Winter Soldier, Civil War, and Iron Man 1.
Then
But, like,
we'll take out Black Panther. That's 2 people.
you okay with that?
Yeah.
All right.
Probably make good
points
Anything
about
you
it.
want to say about Black Panther?
It's a badass movie, badass female leads, badass characters, amazing everything, special effects, great, scenery, great, music's fucking phenomenal, action scenes are
The
amazing.
music is really good.
Absolutely. Backstories, everything, the makeup and the body effects that they did on the characters, like the scarring, that shit freaked me out. And the fact that they kept to like traditional views on everything, like Wakandan views and shit. Really cool. Also, 2 bad guys, badass.
Yeah, I do want to gush about both the bad guys in it. I actually like the first bad guy more than the second.
Andy Serkis should have not been killed off.
Yeah, like,
Plain and
at
simple.
least if they were going to make Andy Serkis not really the main bad guy, they should have kept him for like a later movie.
It's really sad. Are they actually
But-
fighting? No, they play fighting.
I like, but I do like Killmonger. I think Killmonger had really perfect motivation, and he was a perfect. The one negative thing I could say about him though is that he is another Black Panther. It's another villain being the enemy, like the villain.
That's
I mean,
a big
the
problem.
villain being the hero.
Yeah.
They have the same powers.
Yeah.
So their fight isn't as interesting, but their ideals and how
Yeah.
they're different, I love that.
Yeah.
And the costume design, it is really awesome.
Phenomenal.
Mhm.
Like, way to do like African culture mixed with like science, like
sci-fi
and technology
and
and stuff. Yeah,
Something we haven't seen before.
yeah, it's so like
Obscure.
awesome.
Yeah.
Like yeah,
Yeah, it's phenomenal.
Because my main negatives for it is just some like plot conveniences, the CGI at the end fight in the train.
Oh yeah, we'll see some about the
you know,
CGI. There were a
CGI
few
could-
parts.
The
that I kinda
rhinos,
saw.
they look terrible.
yeah.
But it didn't take me completely out. You
Yeah.
know, I'm not gonna let 3 negatives
Oh yeah, the Panthers.
completely destroy a movie.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
But overall, I did enjoy Black Panther. And this was at the time where villains started to become a little more fleshed out in the MCU, because that was
Yeah.
their biggest issue, besides Loki, because Loki's been... Oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
Oh my god. Ooh.
Fantastic. All right. But Killmonger, I understand why he did the things he did, basically.
Yeah.
You know, I got him.
He's basically just like I like that Killmonger's kind of the hero of his own story.
Yeah.
All right, so that makes Black Panther at number 10. I believe made it into our top 10. Right. So, Coach, It's your turn to cut.
Next cut. Here, let me view the movies. There's one I want to say right now, but that one will really crush Zach. But he knows why I don't like it.
I know what you're going for.
But I'm not going to go for that. I'm not going to go for that one. Nope, it's not Iron Man 3.
I know it's not.
It's a different movie. But I'm going to say I'm going to have to get rid of Captain America Civil War. That's my cut decision right now. Just because I think I liked Winter Soldier better. As far as the Captain America trilogy goes, I do love a lot of the moments in Civil War, though. The Sokovia, making them go against each other, the moments with Tony and Cap.
That's what makes that movie
some of the really big moments.
Yeah, me too.
But I really think the main focus of the movie was that big initial fight scene.
Yeah.
Everything leading up to that. That was the climax. And right at that point, there wasn't really anything else kind of keeping me invested in the film.
Yeah.
I didn't find Zemo important.
Yeah, I didn't think Zemo was that entertaining.
I understood his motives.
I wish he wasn't in the movie, to be honest.
I love that movie. I don't think
he didn't need to be there.
Yeah.
And for what he did, he didn't have to do any of that. You know?
Yeah,
it's pretty. I don't know why he did it.
Yeah.
You know?
It would have been more powerful if all this happened for just because it came up.
Yeah.
Like the Sokovia Accords did it. I do kind of just... I mean, I had a different experience when I went. I loved past the fight. Like, I liked the final fight.
Mm-hmm.
That is my favorite point in the movie. But I do agree with you. I mean, like, I wouldn't be completely against cutting it now.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be completely against cutting it out. I would still put Winter Soldier below it, but I'd cut that out before these ones.
Okay. Is that something you'll fight for? Like,
I mean, can I just be honest? My favorite part of Civil War is the fact that Spider-Man's in it. That's like what I like about
I'm going to say this
War,
right now. The way the Russo brothers did Spider-Man in Civil War was my favorite Tom Holland performance so far.
I did really like him.
That scene where he's on the bed, like talking to Tony about what he does.
The romance.
That felt like oh yeah, they were just going at it.
Yeah.
But no, he was like they were sitting down together and I was on his bed. But anyways, yeah.
But I do really like... Also, I like Iron Man's moments during the fight. Like, I like how he acts towards the other superheroes. It just felt like... When I was watching, I was like, this is Spider-Man. This is the Spider-Man I from the cartoon.
This is the Spider-Man that I've been fucking...
Yeah, I think that was the best, like, Tom Holland Spider-Man we got so far.
Okay.
And that's, that was a good moment. But everything after that, as I said, just the third act didn't really hold me in.
All right. So should we cut?
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Civil War next.
I don't think it focused too much on one character. Too much throughout that movie. I feel like it was all like a lot of like pace kind of thing.
Yeah, well, I think it did focus on Cap a lot, but it's his movie.
Well, Cap and Iron Man.
That's Mike's favorite movie. Sorry, Mike.
It's like everyone
get this far in the podcast.
Less than side characters. Felt very unimportant to be anyone else in that movie, so I'll cut it up.
Yeah. So that's number 9.
Okay. And your cut?
Yeah, it's my cut.
I already know what you're going to do.
Oh. I'm looking and I'm... Like, Winter Soldier, we were just talking about it, but, like, that's the only thing I come to besides...
Attaboy.
Maybe... I don't know. I go between which ones I like of these other two. But Ragnarok and Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
So those are the 3?
Yeah.
I would sooner die than let those go out before Captain America Winter Soldier.
All right.
Is the only thing you don't like about Captain America Winter Soldier though Bucky? Is that the only thing that drags it down for you?
Bucky, I don't feel very interested throughout the movie. I feel like the characters are taken away from the characters that were once given to the characters in the first movie.
But I think even for a conflict perspective, you don't think it worked.
I don't think it was a bad movie. Like, I'd watch it. I just think these are way better movies.
How about, like, the Hydra implications and, like, the secret government stuff?
That's pretty cool. I don't really care, though, to be honest.
Look, the one thing about Winter Soldier that I started thinking about why I conflicted with me. Do I like it better than Civil War? Is that I think it is the best Nick Fury movie we got, because I think Nick Fury in it.
I do love Nick Fury.
All his scenes.
That's probably the best part of that movie.
So good.
Yeah.
And the highway fight, like the fighting in that movie looks good.
Oh yeah. The elevator fight
I know exactly
scene.
what you mean. Exactly what you mean.
Captain America gives his like one of his best speeches in that movie.
He has so many memorable quotes from Winter Soldier.
Yeah, that's my favorite thing about Cap is that
Yeah,
like you just hear him say stuff and you're like, yes, I get you.
Yeah.
That's why I'm on his side during Civil War, but
That's why I can't let Winter Soldier go. Like, even this, like, late, in the thing.
I don't know.
But now that I think about it, could the Incredible Hulk really be worse than these movies? Maybe we should bring him back in. I'm just kidding.
Good point.
True.
Let's bring back the Hulk, like the first Hulk. That
No.
wasn't there.
Yeah. I'd be down to bring back Lou Ferrigno.
I don't know.
Just for like a
Okay,
scene.
alright.
Yeah.
That'd be so funny. Like randomly, instead of like Mark Ruffalo, he's Lou Ferrigno.
Yeah.
That'd just be funny. I could see them doing that too. Because they did it with Captain America.
Yeah.
With Loki in the movie, where he like disguised himself as Captain America. Yeah, that's funny.
I just don't know. I mean, Iron Man was brought up a little bit earlier. The first one. I really like that movie. Like a lot. Like that's a movie in the MCU that I feel like I could put on at any time. Like I could just put it on.
Yeah.
And then,
Are you offering to take this out right now?
I am offering to take it out because I don't think it's not my favorite movie.
Mm-hmm.
Or it's not even close to my favorite movie because I've fallen in love with so many other movies.
Okay.
I just think it's really important and I also really like it.
Yeah. It's a really important
We also mentioned Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Yeah, and that's just because I really love Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. I actually, like, more so than other people do, because a lot of people don't like that movie that much.
I think it's a great movie.
But, I'm basically, like, I like the first one more.
I love the first Guardians.
I think the first one's better.
And I will say this, I did like Ragnarok better than I liked Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
And I also like Ragnarok better than Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. But
because Ragnarok's tone was more comedic and wild than Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2's. I couldn't really tell what they were trying to go for. Like, it was obviously an action comedy, but some parts didn't feel like that, and then others did.
my one negative thing about Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 is that I feel like it was a little bit holding back a little bit on like some of its humor almost, or like some of its like what you were saying with the tone. But that's basically the only thing I love that movie. But like, and I love all the comedy, and like I understand that movie gets a lot of hate because it's like it's a lot of Star-Lord's story, and the other people in it can't. Like, they don't have much to do because it's focusing on him. Yeah. But I really like what they do. I don't know. Some of my favorite moments in that are with, like, Yondu and Rocket.
Yondu's...
But also Nebula. Like, I love the whole, like, Nebula and what's her name? Gamora fighting. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like, that
gives them a lot more character.
I would say, because a lot of people I've talked to, they say that the character development in 2 was better than 1. I would disagree for the main cast, except for Star-Lord, obviously. But for the side characters, they really did develop them more.
It does a lot for the side characters, and I think it helps. I like just because I like him so much. I feel like Rocket gets still his like moments and stuff in that movie.
He had really nice moments.
The movie also had my favorite villain in the MCU.
You liked Ego?
I think he was a really cool villain. Because it was
really
creepy, dude. He killed his mom, and he turned out to be alive this whole time. He goes and finds him. You find out his dad is a celestial being,
and the performance is so good with Kurt Russell.
And then
such a good job of playing that whole like dad but evil.
And then he has a real personal, 100% backed up reason to fucking hate that guy.
When he does like the whole zoom in on his face with the background, and he's like, "What?" I like love that.
That's the coolest. That's my favorite thing that Star-Lord has done. Just watching him get mad.
I just think that moment got ruined.
Oh, like afterwards, but like
after he
But like, just like
I love that initial.
Yeah, that's
because I was so
Yeah.
my heart
Comical
like
relief,
sank.
but it has
You
a
can
double
feel it.
meaning to it.
Yeah,
you can feel his feeling. I don't know.
I do think the gold people though. I forgot what that alien race was.
Oh,
when
yeah,
they
those
did a
were-
job.
Those were kind of out of nowhere.
Yeah, those are kind
They
of
didn't need to be there.
Yeah,
I know.
and they're setting
I think
up
they
for
were
the third
just
one.
to kind of add
feel
for
more.
Adam Warlock, but I feel like they could have done that differently.
Yeah,
you
I think
know?
it was just kind of to
They were
show
just
more
in the
of
movie
universe.
too much.
yeah.
You know, to expand on what's happening in like the actual universe of the MCU, like to show what kind of races are out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they
You know,
came back so
species.
late in the film too to attack them again.
I feel like
they
they
were
could've
there
done-
so many
It
times.
could have been without them. 100% agreed. But I wouldn't take Guardians out over any of the things that you said.
Was Ragnarok, Iron Man, and I was looking at
Here, let me tell you what I would take out before Guardians real fast. Or Guardians 2, right?
Yeah.
I would take out Iron Man. I'd take out Iron Man 3. I'd take out Winter Soldier. And I would take out... I probably wouldn't take out Infinity War. No, I probably would. I don't know.
Really?
I don't know. That's a hard one.
I was
But
thinking.
I'd take those.
I was wondering if Infinity War is going to be like the top 3 or something.
It'll probably get up there.
It'll probably get pretty high. I have like some stuff.
I think for me, it would be the first.
I don't
just
think
'cause it's the
Guardians is going to be
climax.
in the top 3. But, yeah.
It's not on my top 3, but it's definitely in my top 5 of Infinity War is.
It's just like I could see why others wouldn't or would be above it, just because it's like personal. There's so many movies.
Yeah.
There's a lot of reason to like all of them. It's cool because it's a climax. But I mean, we're gonna get to that.
All right, so we have to cut something.
I would have to go with Guardians
You're going with
Galaxy.
Guardians.
You're
You're going
already
with
know
Winter
what I'm going
Soldier.
with. Yeah. Just go with whatever makes you feel best. If you think you feel better when you're watching Winter Soldier, you appreciate the movie more, say you like it more. If you think Guardians of the Galaxy does that better,
You do
It's
watch.
hard because like I watch them for different reasons. Like I have different feelings watching Guardians 2 because Guardians 2 is like fun and I like it and it's like a whole cast. With Winter Soldier, I'm invested 100%. Winter Soldier is one of the movies when I go on YouTube, it's like the clips I watch are mostly from that.
I was
movie.
gonna say, yeah, like the Marvel movie, like clips that you're usually watching are from that movie. So I think
I don't know.
I did say you're like more invested in it.
But I also don't like it a lot more than these other movies. So, like, to me, I don't know. I can't pick.
well, you did bring
Well, how about we-
picking out Iron Man earlier, didn't you? Not?
Would we be comfortable with Guardians going first, then we'll cut Winter Soldier next?
If it means Winter Soldier gets out of the game, sure.
Are you okay with that? Because I was thinking that. Like, I'm
You really
okay with
don't like
it.
the movie?
No, I just don't think
No,
it
I'm just
deserves to
joking.
be
I'm
up
messing
here.
with you.
Yeah.
As compared to some of the other movies we cut out.
Yeah, I got you.
I just don't
Alright,
think
so
it's
two
as
out.
If we
good as
cut
these
Guardians
movies.
2 now, we can... Winter Soldier goes down next.
Fine with me.
I
I'll
think that's
I'll
fine.
count that as both my cuts, so you still get the next cut, Caden.
Alright, cool. Yeah, because I've said that for like every cut I've
Yeah.
had. So now we have Thor Ragnarok, Spider-Man Homecoming, Avengers Infinity
So,
War,
Guardians
Iron Man
is
3, and
8.
Iron Man.
and Winter Soldier
Yeah.
is 7.
Alright, I already know you guys are going to say Thor Ragnarok goes next, but you're wrong, so Iron
I
Man
don't
goes
know.
next. What you got to say about that?
I would be okay with Iron Man going first besides Thor because I love Thor Ragnarok. I think artistically that movie deserves to be higher because of that.
I do.
But
I agree. We both said our
Right,
points on Ragnarok, but we haven't heard your complete statement about Iron Man.
the first Iron
I love the first Iron Man.
Man. I mean, me too. I love
It's a great
Ragnarok,
movie.
but
Great movie.
Tony Stark, is the best character in the MCU without a doubt.
Mhm.
And that movie, without him, we wouldn't be this far,
No, definitely.
because that year too, when Iron Man
Excuse
came out,
me.
was The Dark Knight.
Sorry, I dropped
Dark
my-
Knight demolished in the box office, but the MCU kept going, whereas DC stopped at the Dark Knight. And obviously, they had The Dark Knight Rises, but after that, they didn't really go, and then they had to scrap it, and then they had to go to the DCU. Whereas Marvel at this point was kicking off movies, because people also liked Iron Man and they weren't afraid to keep making these movies. And
So it has importance to
it has very, very important, a lot of important stuff to it. But
it's the ground that holds together Marvel.
And the movie, it wasn't afraid to do anything, as I said before. It had a lot of balls. A lot of things that would be controversial now that we can't put into cinema, especially into the new Marvel movies, because obviously it's owned by Disney. Mickey Mouse, you know.
I was thinking the same fucking thing.
I literally was thinking about Mickey Mouse when you said that.
Yeah.
As soon as you said that, I was like,
oh boy. But yeah, there's just so much they got away with Iron Man 1.
I do want to ask you about, do you agree that the best part of Iron Man is almost the beginning of it?
I would agree.
When he's building the suit and stuff.
Like
That's my
when he's
favorite part.
becoming Iron Man. But I also like seeing him be that dick in the beginning.
Yeah. No,
that
like,
jerk.
Yeah,
I mean,
like
that
the
works.
same thing.
His character arc is much better than most characters.
yeah, he has a very good character. And Robert Downey Jr., like, they played Back in Black. That was for him because he's back.
Yeah.
He makes that role his own.
Yeah, he does.
It's got
And
good music.
the thing about that though is that I find after he gets out of the cave, I still really like it. I really like the fighter jet scene.
Yeah.
That part is so good. I think the ending fight with Obadiah with the giant robot, I think it gets a little bit weak there at the end. I think the movie kind of ends weaker than it begins.
I would say the moments that he had with Obadiah before he gets into the suit, though,
Are really good.
were really good.
Yeah, I think Obadiah is one of the best villains in the MCU. I just think,
That final
Towards the
fight,
end.
but I like the other fights in the film.
yeah,
Because I can't really say all the fights in Ragnarok were as good, too, but most of them were good.
Yeah, and well, look, when it comes to I was going to talk about that with Ragnarok. Me personally, I'm watching Ragnarok. I kind of have a big, huge, dumb smile on my face the entire movie.
Yeah. It's definitely a movie you can
Me too.
watch for a good time, overall,
Yeah, and it's kind of like this is kind of like going on a tangent. One of my favorite movies of all time is Baby Driver, and I get the exact same kind of feeling for that. When I'm watching Baby Driver, I'm smiling the entire time, and I like that. That's
Really
the kind
good
of
directors.
thing I like to go when I'm watching the movie.
Yeah,
That's what I think about
they're
that.
just really good at pacing.
yeah.
Like, as stars Thor Ragnarok starts, you're just like,
Yeah,
I think
and
that's what
I think
made
the
me-
only part that it slows down is like when they go to see Doctor Strange, and I think it's because
yeah.
he needed that.
I honestly
scene.
completely forgot about
Well, that's because
that part.
Doctor Strange got removed lower on the list.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, things slow down for that portion of the universe thing. That's how it works. They knew that we were going to do this. That's why they did that.
I just think there were too many characters that were just there to serve as comic relief, and they weren't really characters. Because Valkyrie, what was her character besides being just a drunk?
Complete badass that comes from...
Well, she was badass, but they could have gone more in depth with her
I don't know,
backstory.
because
We know she's a Valkyrie. We know she got defeated by Hela. But what else? There was
could have
stuff they
done
could have
that,
gone
but-
with Asgard.
But romance wasn't the main plot.
Well,
wasn't
she didn't have to have. It didn't have to have romance.
No.
Like,
It just could have
They
built
did
her
it.
up a little bit more.
Well,
She could have
I
been
even
more,
think
but her character
that
was
what
cool.
they did with her backstory, that one small thing,
Marvel back at it with the badass females.
that one small thing that they show of like the fighting with Hela, I think gave me more of her character than a lot of for the small amount of time.
Yeah.
it shows that.
I get why I get where she's coming from. Why she's a drunk, but
I will say this. They definitely could have given her more character and she could have got more screen time because she was cool. But, just out of those clips, I like her more than the previous girl.
Mhm.
I think I just like that she's also a badass. I think I just like badasses.
Well, I also
honestly, my favorite Thor girl was the one that was part of the squad that got killed, but she wasn't there.
Oh, well,
If
she
you
was
noticed
really
that.
Yeah, she was really cool.
The one that was in Thor 2.
yeah.
I forgot her name, but she hasn't really been present since. But she's my favorite personally.
I know who you're talking about.
It was just, as I said before, the runtime for Ragnarok was the shortest in the MCU, so they couldn't really
I also
go
think
into
that
depth.
It also
with-
helps the movie. The movie
It does. It feels fast, but it also does what it does. It's just I wish there was a little bit.
One more thing
more.
I had to bring up. Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah, but he's just Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah, but he's amazing at being Jeff Goldblum. I can tell you that. All right. That's all I had to say.
So, I don't know. Like, I get your arguments, and they're really good, but I still think that the next movie I would cut is Iron Man.
You're gonna cut Iron Man?
Yeah, the first one.
Yep, sorry.
All right, it's gonna be number 1 on my podcast. It's all right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, again, we want to say this. Nobody's going to be happy.
No,
with this
nobody's gonna be happy at all. No,
What?
it's all good. That's what
It's
makes
okay.
that's what makes it really fun.
This list, it's right.
Like, I was gonna live based
Like
on
the
this
meaning
list.
of life
This is
is
what?
this
I think
list.
mine's going to be taken up very soon. But I haven't stated what my favorite is because I don't want you guys to know.
All right. Did I cut that?
I don't know. I cut that.
He cut that.
Did you cut that without Johnny,
Okay.
Judge Johnny, permitting it?
Shut up, Judge Johnny.
All right,
I was gonna say,
John, we're getting rid of Iron
Go
Man. Are we, John?
Oh,
John, I'll kiss you. John, I'll kiss you.
Where's
he's gonna kiss me.
where's the
Cut it. Cut it out.
He cut it.
Is bribing allowed?
Goodbye, Iron Man. I didn't love you that
Judge
much.
Johnny is.
And bribing is allowed and
Just
courage.
kidding. I did it.
Bribing's allowed?
Yeah. That's why you can kind of be like, I'll let this one go
You're
now,
saying
but
right
you
now.
have to.
You're telling me that bribing's allowed?
Yeah.
Okay. That's all I need to hear.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right. Next movie I'm going to have to cut. I would have to cut Ragnarok before this one. Ragnarok's my next one. Because the next movie I want to cut, I enjoyed better than Ragnarok.
Okay, alright. I'm looking at this list and I love all these movies.
Yeah. You're going to say Ragnarok.
Because I like Iron Man 3 more than I like Ragnarok. The Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one, was phenomenal, and that's what really shifted the
Yeah.
action comedy tone.
I'm kind of agreeing with Thor Ragnarok, but there is one movie I might rather take out. I have to get your guys' opinion on it. Infinity War.
I would take Infinity War out before Ragnarok.
I don't know.
Hold on, wait. You said bribing was allowed, right? Coach, you a Hoarder Alliance, just wondering.
Horde.
Really?
Yeah.
So I just so happen to have this Horde pin under my sweatshirt that I've been saving for this exact moment.
No, you should.
He actually did.
Yeah, well, I mean, this bad boy could be
Okay,
yours.
okay.
I mean, you are a Horde. Hold on,
Okay,
hold on.
okay,
He said bribing was allowed. Let me do this.
Yeah, bribing about the getting other stuff
He
off the
said
list.
bribing was allowed.
Oh my goodness.
So, I mean, if you're willing to keep that bad boy on there for one more round, I just give you this Horde pin.
I want to get rid of Ragnarok. It took out my movie.
Ooh, Horde pin. Are we going with that?
Oh, it's the Horde pin though.
No, but in all honesty, you should play World of Warcraft with me sometime. I really love to see that world.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
Really cool.
Bribing should be allowed if you're trying to be like, oh, I'll take.
No.
Let this take off.
Any kind of dirty playing is allowed.
Oh my gosh.
Where'd you get this from?
If someone's dead by the end of this, that's okay.
All right, I guess.
All right.
But yeah, sorry it's missing the back.
I know that I'm leaning a little bit. I'm like, I could see either one of these movies go. I think I like Ragnarok a little bit more, but
You like Ragnarok more than Infinity War? At this point, it's so hard. We're at this point.
yeah, at this point,
No one's gonna be happy. I'm not. I already did.
Judge Johnny, his
Yeah.
opinion.
okay.
I watched Ragnarok. I
opinion's
feel
so
really
matter,
happy. I watched
John.
Infinity War.
I was going to agree with you. I do.
feel.
I like Infinity War better.
Do you
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Wow, Judge Johnny has bad opinions. Back to
Infinity War is great.
I'm joking. It's
Okay.
a great movie.
I know I'm like kind of going against Infinity War. I do want to gush about Infinity War because I love it.
Yeah, Infinity War's great.
Infinity War has the best villain in the MCU in my opinion. I think
course.
it's Thanos.
The scariest, definitely.
And it's insane because I completely thought he was going to be terrible. Like, how do you make a villain that good? Oh, you make Infinity War. I think that's the best they could have done with him.
What I like
Makes
about
sense.
Infinity War, it's not so much an Avengers film. It's Thanos' film.
They could have called the movie Thanos, and
Yeah, they
it was
could've.
shot exactly
It was
the same.
kind of his story
He's the
and
winner.
his moments, and
Yeah.
they had so many Thanos moments.
I also
Like,
really like the jokes about going up Thanos' butt that came out of that.
yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I hope they make mention of that in Endgame.
Like,
I
I
really
hope-
hope they.
Like,
it's
they
called
don't, it's a
End
lot
Game,
of
isn't it?
Like, let's
Thank
say
you for the memes.
Rear End Game.
Iron Man just looks at Ant-Man, and Ant-Man's like, I'm not going to do it.
And Iron Man's like, I'll do it. Then he puts the suit on him.
Iron Man's like, I'll do it.
Technically,
like,
they could do
I
that.
had the first
He's
movie.
like,
I have to be the one that spans it.
Someone else can wear the suit.
yeah.
Someone's going up the
You have to wear the
ass.
suit.
I would
He's
say
not sick.
The only things I didn't like about Infinity War, I didn't think
They killed your favorite character off right away.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, they did.
That's true.
First scene.
But do we really know if he's dead? That's the one thing. This is a movie.
Knows.
This is the first Marvel movie with big consequences. But does it really have consequences? That's why I'm waiting for Endgame. That's why, I'm excited for Endgame. But back to what I wanted to say. I just didn't really get invested at all with that romance with Vision and Scarlet Witch.
Oh, yeah, I don't
there were
care at
two
all about
side
that.
characters that I never really gave a damn about. Vision is cool. Scarlet Witch is cool. Her abilities. I just didn't like them, and they. I know why they did it though.
Yeah.
To make us care about Vision when he bites the dust, basically.
It was smart writing, but it was kind of out of nowhere. I honestly like Jarvis more than Vision.
Yeah. I love Jarvis.
Is
They're the
great.
same guy, but
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm bringing that up.
But I also did not really. I get why they did the Thor subplot in it with them going to the star and forging the axe, but I really think they could have cut that moment out to give us other good, awesome moments.
Yeah.
I wanted to see him get that axe, and come out and beat everybody with it.
Yeah.
But it was highlighting on it a little too much. Because I felt like it was jumping to scene to scene to scene to scene, where it didn't really have too much flow going on.
Yeah.
But every time it went back to Thanos, I was like, here we go, here we go, here we go.
Well, the thing is, what I like about that
setting
movie
up.
is that it's shot like a comic. Where
Yeah.
and I don't read comics very often. I've only read like a few,
Mhm.
but I also read manga, and it reminds me of reading a chapter of manga, where it's cutting between different people at different times, and it's kind of giving everybody kind of their moment almost.
Yeah.
Yeah, they piece it together perfectly.
Yeah, and I really love that. And you get consequences where somebody's not doing exciting. I mean, that happens to me when I read One Piece. Where
This is true.
where I hear one character, I'm like, I don't really care what they're doing right now. Get back to Luffy or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
true.
I think that was just, but I think what they did with Thor scenes it was as exciting as they could have made it.
Yeah. I like when he first meets the Guardians.
Yeah,
I love
was
that.
really cool.
And I wish he was just I need to get this weapon. And then he showed it.
Yeah,
And then they were like, all right, we're going to make it. And then later on, he comes in and it highlights in the weapon. It's like, how did they get that?
Yeah.
Where instead they're showing the making of it, and it's taking up an extra 20 minutes in the movie.
me?
Oh, I'm sorry.
And then there's one other thing. Oh yeah, Red Skull. I don't know why he had to be the keeper.
Yeah, they just wanted.
I feel like they were just like, hey guys, remember Red Skull? Yeah, he's still here, guys. You didn't forget him. You didn't forget him. He's here.
So lame.
Yeah.
It wasn't even the same actor.
He wasn't that interesting of a villain to me.
Yeah.
at all.
You didn't even
He's
have
probably the
a
weakest.
German accent.
It doesn't make
Yeah,
sense.
well, I think the original actor didn't want to come back because he was like, I didn't like what you guys did with my character. So they had to get someone else that had a little German accent. But anyways, those were my only issues with it. As far as everything else, though, best villain, some of the best moments, they balanced the characters really good in this one. I would still say I think Avengers 1 did it better as far as them coming together, but I still like what they did. It was much better than Age of Ultron.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, I would put it way above Age of Ultron. I do
we
think
did.
that as a villain, though, Eggman worked out fucking phenomenal.
Did you say
Eggman?
Eggman?
Did I say Eggman?
Yeah, you said
And I
Eggman.
meant it. If any of you think that Eggman isn't a good villain, get out of this podcast.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
But
so
honestly, how can I make
Yeah.
how can I make
Yeah,
a villain in the
some
MCU better than Thanos?
That's right.
What?
Like how can I
after Thanos, what are they gonna do?
Yeah,
I don't know.
what- like, what the heck?
I don't
We don't
pity
know
that
yet.
director.
I hope they don't kill him off.
Yeah.
That's the one thing.
After
I hope they
Thanos-
pull a Negan with it.
Yeah, I
Just
mean,
run his character into the dirt.
Well, yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
run the entire show into the
No, I hope they keep him around.
Yeah.
Kill
So he
all the
affects
good.
the universe later on. They could, something will
And
happen.
it's Thanos again.
It's-
we now know.
What
who
if he
is.
becomes an Avenger? No, that's not gonna happen. I was just joking.
Because if they go in the cycle
Thanos
where
the
it's like,
Avenger.
we introduce a villain, we kill a villain,
He becomes
we
Captain
make
America.
10 more movies, have another villain, kill a villain,
Yeah.
then it's kind of ruined. Because after Thanos, I'm guessing they're probably going to aim for Galactus.
Yeah, now that they're getting the rights.
He's
one.
on par
Now
with
that they're getting the
Magneto.
rights. Yeah.
With me as far as lead villains go.
Oh,
Because
Magneto would
Magneto's
be awesome.
up there.
I
Okay,
really
anyway,
hope-
we were going on tangent.
Yeah.
So basically, this is
That's
coming down to Thor Ragnarok and Infinity War going next.
I just
I
think the
would
moments were
pick
better in
Infinity War.
Infinity War than Ragnarok, though.
You know,
But I'll let either one go.
I would agree with that.
I'm kind. Yeah. Okay. I will lean in more Infinity Wars kind of case. So Ragnarok going on now.
All right, now that said, Ragnarok's my favorite. All right, it's gone. There you go.
So Ragnarok out at number 5.
All right,
It's in our top 5.
for sure.
I guess.
Is it my card?
Yeah, it's your card.
Okay.
Wait, I thought no. Wait, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't tag. Don't.
I was
you?
like, we've been going on tangents and stuff that my mind's all
It's
over.
been so long.
So we have currently Iron Man 3, Guardians of the Galaxy, Spider-Man Homecoming, and Avengers Infinity War.
Yeah.
Zach.
Okay.
Buddy. You know I love you, man. You know I love you.
Yeah, he's gonna hate me after.
But I'm going to have to say, Iron Man 3 is not going to make it past any of these movies for me.
You know what? And I agree.
Yeah.
Iron Man 3 is my favorite movie on this list, but it's not a very popular opinion about that. I love that movie. It's such
Great
a good
movie.
story for Tony Stark. It's like, if this movie wasn't called Iron Man 3, it would be called Tony Stark, because he is Iron Man,
Yes.
but it is his, like, him figuring out who he really is.
Yeah.
And him going through, like, the panic attacks and stuff. I love that kind of representation of putting a hero through that. Because, yeah, Cap's, like, a normal guy, kind of. But he's a soldier. He's seen that before. He got Thor, who's been in battle for thousands of years. Even the super soldiers. And, like, I mean, like, yeah, Hulk, he always has those issues. But he's, like, when he's in battle, he's the Hulk.
Yeah.
Iron Man, he's a guy who made he's a man in the can, like he says.
He's a man in the can.
He's a human who just went into space and fought aliens, and how could he, like, fight?
He's a man in the can, a human in the curcumin.
He is so vulnerable, and it shows him how vulnerable he is. He's upset. He's making 42. He's on Mark 42 in that movie.
It's internal.
Like, and then he gets that moment where it's taken away. He doesn't have his suits, and he has to come up with his own way. And this twist pissed a lot of people off, but I think this has something to do with the fact that I never really was that attached to the Mandarin. I watched the Iron Man cartoon.
Me too.
And I liked the Mandarin in it.
I like this Mandarin better.
Honestly,
I'm going to say this right now. This is the thing I've been wanting to say for a very long time. I think comic accurateness can really kill things sometimes. I'm going to say that because, say I gave someone a Spider-Man movie. They could do what they want with it. Yeah. Now, if they were going to just be like, hey, I want to take the comic and do something with it, that's their choice. But there's those people where it's like, no, it has to be exactly like the comic. It has to have this, this, and this. Yeah, but is it really your movie?
Yeah,
if you're doing that,
too.
And it's you're literally copying and paste it. It doesn't feel special to you, you know. Whereas these are telling a different story, and I love the twist with the Mandarin in this one.
Yeah, and it makes sense.
It does.
Like the whole story, it would have made sense if he was blowing up, for the whole story overall. Like Killian was just covering up, like, his accidents with like a fake terrorist.
Yeah.
And it works.
It does.
And, like, the whole reveal, he's hilarious. And whatever you say about that guy's a good actor. He's able to switch between...
He's a great actor.
Yeah, he's, like, the whole, like, serious, like, you'll never see me coming.
I didn't see that coming at all.
But then he's also, like, the British actor. Like, so good.
He's
I love the twist with him.
Drunk and scumbly. It's awesome.
Yeah.
I love his character.
I do agree, and the ending scene of that movie, like all the Iron Man suits coming up, and he's switching between them.
And fireworks.
Badass.
It was so cool.
Iron Man scene, yeah.
Also, a lot of people did not like the kid, but I actually liked the little kid.
The kid was good.
Wait.
Little Jurassic World kid.
I totally forgot to make my point. That's my favorite part of the movie.
The kid, yeah.
When he runs into that kid, he has the PTSD attacks, and he's flying into like wherever that town is. I don't know, Canada or something like that.
It's like basically meeting a hero. You know, it's
so
like
cool.
I like that.
It's a fantasy that I had when I was that age.
Yeah.
You know,
and I love how Tony acts towards him. He doesn't really treat him like a kid. He just kind of is a sarcastic.
But it almost introduces the idea that Tony would be a cool dad.
Yeah,
you know, because that's kind of how he feels.
It kind of sets up for later stuff,
like him and Pepper. Yeah,
they might have like him and Peter.
Yeah,
like he's like a father figure.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought you meant like him and Peter were gonna have a kid. I was like, yeah, okay. Maybe Aunt May, but not Peter. So you're willing?
Yeah, I'm okay with Iron Man 3 going.
I'm okay with Iron Man 3 going as well.
Okay, Coach, you're next, I think.
So
Is he next?
Number
Or is it
4.
It's after. Yeah,
A lot of people don't like
Wait,
that
no,
movie, right?
it's number 3.
Iron Man 3?
yeah.
it's
A lot
not
of people
very
hate
good.
it and consider it the worst Iron Man.
Even though I honestly don't agree.
Yeah,
I
Iron Man
thought
2
it
is
was
definitely
Iron Man
the
2 is way
worst
worse.
by far.
Way worse.
Wait,
way
Infinity
less
War was
developed,
number 4,
in my opinion.
and Iron Man 3 is number 3.
Oh, we got rid of
We didn't get rid of Infinity War.
Oh, we didn't.
No,
No,
yeah,
we
it's still
didn't.
on.
Oh, never. Sorry.
It's Homecoming,
Iron Man-
Guardians, and Infinity War right now.
So, Iron Man 3 is number 4.
Yes.
Top 3, here we go. Wait, while I went to the bathroom, while I was, did Endgame didn't go out, right?
No, it didn't. It's still in the top 3.
I mean, not Endgame. I'm sorry, Infinity War.
Yeah.
We know what you meant. For sure.
Cool. Honestly, it's... I don't know, maybe I'm just biased right now, but I think it's my favorite currently. I'm just so excited for Endgame, you know?
It's a good movie. Definitely.
Alright. So,
Next.
next.
I'm sorry, Zach.
Okay, alright, I know what you're gonna say.
I also know what you're going to say, and I am prepared. So, go ahead.
Spider-Man Homecoming.
Ooh!
I
Oh!
love Spider-Man.
Just kidding.
He's my favorite Marvel hero besides Wolverine.
He is my favorite Marvel.
Yeah. It's just...
Wolverine.
Spider-Man, I don't think he essentially has to be quippy and high schooler to make him Spider-Man. Yes, it helps the character. It's definitely Spider-Man with the quippiness and being in high school.
Yeah.
That's what Tom Holland excels at. I think Tom Holland is an excellent actor. I said that before. I thought he was great in Civil War. And I think he's great in Infinity War. It's just in Homecoming, I don't really think he had the perfect balance of being Peter Parker and Spider-Man. I felt like most of the movie, he was just 100% Spider-Man and never Peter Parker. That's what it felt like to me. And I just want to see more of him. And obviously, Far From Home is coming out soon. And maybe that'll happen. But from what I saw in that trailer, it just looked like another fun summer movie, which was Homecoming. That's what Homecoming was going for.
Yeah.
I will say I love what they did with the Vulture in this. Michael Keaton did a fantastic job. And it was a villain I understood. You know? He was very relatable. This was the first villain before Killmonger that was relatable. That we had Thanos. So they've been on a roll here.
Yeah, like they've been doing.
You know? It just comes down to Spider-Man for me. And I really think he lacks the thing that what makes Spider-Man great, which is number one, consequence. He lacks consequence because every action that happens in this movie, he never really has to pay for it. The girl he goes to Homecoming with, she just kind of forgets about it, and she's like, "Wish you well, Peter," and she leaves. If I stood up a girl at Homecoming, what do you think would happen? You know,
Probably moves to a different country.
You
You know?
probably would.
Inside.
And then
It's a joke.
he misses the what was that club he's in? He misses the thing with his club
Yeah,
because he's trying to save people.
the trivia.
And yeah, the trivia. I forgot what they call that.
Yeah, like,
And they instantly
quiz.
welcome him back. They use it as a thing for a joke, which is fine. It was funny,
yeah.
but he didn't have to pay for it.
I just feel like they didn't have time to put in a consequence for that in
Well-
certain aspect. Other things, I agree, they should have been consequences.
So, the one thing I would argue against the points that you're making,
Mhm.
like I do agree that I do want to see Peter Parker struggle more than Spider-Man,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but I do think let's talk about the fact that there have been 5 other Spider-Man movies, and that's kind of what they did.
Yeah.
And I understand that that's what makes Spider-Man, but I think this Spider-Man is supposed to be the reason that there is no consequences with all those people is that he's almost not caring about it. He's like, I want to be Spider-Man 24/7.
Mhm.
That's what he was part of the Avengers. He's been calling Tony. He's been calling Happy,
Mhm.
and he does not care about high school anymore. He wants that life of being, even though
Till the
he
end.
yeah, but that's the thing, is that he learns it throughout the movie, that at
Yeah.
the end he's like, I should care about all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it would help if the things that he did actually had consequences towards him, but I almost think he wouldn't care.
Mhm.
Because this is a story about how, because a huge thing about Spider-Man is how his home life is ruined by Spider-Man. But right now he's looking at his home life as being what's ruining his Spider-Man life. Because he just, that's what he wants. He wants to be an Avenger. He's lived in the universe that we've seen this entire time where the Avengers are these superheroes. Mm-hmm. And I think he's very developed. Yeah. Mm-hmm. He's so perfect in that execution of being like, him being like, I'm so far past school right now. He's a kid. Yeah. He should be wanting to go to school and all. And I think it's an interesting storyline to go down with Spider-Man. And
it was a different approach. Yeah. I really appreciate it. Yeah. You know, I agree with everything you said. Mm-hmm. It was just, there's things, if people are going to complain about comic accurateness, there's things that Spider-Man needs for his character. And I think like the Uncle Ben speech is one of those things. They tried to do that with Tony. Yeah. It was kind of like the same, but it was completely different because that was him knowing he's talking to Spider-Man still. Yeah. Uncle Ben, before he died, he didn't know he was Spider-Man.
Yeah, but one of my favorite moments in that movie is, it's not my favorite moment because like, I don't even, like, you already talked about him, but the villain and the whole, like, he's literally the scariest father figure ever. Yeah. Like, it's such a perfect, like, high schooler thing. But, like, when he's buried and he realizes that nobody's saving him, but he needs to save himself because he's Spider-Man. And he pushes himself up. I'm like, I don't even know if I clapped in the theater, but I feel like I did.
Yeah. I like that moment. I just wish he kind of, embraced Peter as well in that moment. Yeah. But it's fine. You know, for Spider-Man film, it did what it needed. I just, at this point, I don't know if I can put it above Guardians and Infinity War. And
I wanted to make some points about Spider-Man first. I do think they captured Peter Parker. I do think he was doing well at being Peter Parker. Because I think that even when he was in the Spider-Man suit, he was acting like Peter Parker. Like, when he's talking to Karen, right? Yeah. And he's asking for, like, advice on girls.
Yeah, that's a good moment.
The 16-year-old kid right there. Yeah. You know, and he's so excited about being Spider-Man. He's freaking out about Spider-Man. He's in the suit. He's like, he has his friend hack the suit for him, you know? And so that he could be, like, the ultimate Spider-Man or whatever. But he's still Peter Parker. That's the thing. He's not Spider-Man yet.
Watch this movie.
He's not Spider-Man yet because he's still Peter Parker.
I just felt like it was a different Peter Parker, which it is. It is. It's a different, because as he said, we had 5 other Spider-Man movies.
Yeah, and this Peter Parker's more like how the show was. How he's quirky, and he's funny, and he just throws out these liners and stuff like that. Whereas I think the Peter Parker that I think you favor is more serious than the ones in the cartoons.
No, I would say that he's kind of dorky too.
He's dorky, but I think he's serious.
He is
serious.
Yeah. Well, I think the problem with
I think this one's more accurate to a 16-year-old.
Yeah, like and I find him more relatable than like a Spider-Man. But that's supposed to be Peter Parker's thing.
Or like when he's freaking out because he could shoot triple webs. He's like, "What am I doing?" He doesn't know how to do it yet.
That's activate kill mode.
Yeah, he's like, "Don't do that." That's one thing. I like what they did with the suit. I just wish we got to see him, you know, do a little more with the building of the suit. Yeah, I want to show off like the very smart side of Peter Parker. Yeah, because I feel like in this movie they were kind of like, yeah, he's smart because he's in this trivia club. Yeah, you know, that's kind of what I got.
Give him enough like backing up for his genius.
He did manufacture the webs.
Yeah, he did do that.
Yeah, he did do that. Cool. But then Tony upgraded it though because you know.
Yeah, I mean with the 3 masterminds, the Illuminati of Marvel is Doctor Strange, Peter Parker.
No, Peter Parker's not in it.
Is he really not?
No.
Who's in it? Doctor Strange.
He's just a kid, right?
The Hulk and Tony Stark.
And the guy from Fantastic Four.
Yeah. Peter Parker should be in fantastic. There. He's a genius. I agree. He's a genius.
But, like, yeah.
I like the suit, too. I just wish it wasn't CGI. Because the suit wasn't a practical suit. I don't know if you guys knew that.
Yeah, I knew it. I know that the practical one he wears over it looks still pretty good. They just add a little CGI into there. But, yeah, what I'm saying from Far From Home, I really think that it's going to go down the route that the old ones did, actually, because I think he didn't want to take the suit to where they're going and stuff like that. I think he wants to start being Peter Parker and then whatever.
That's what I want to see. Yeah, so I can't really judge it right now. It was just
from the trailer.
I do know. Homecoming was fun. Yeah, I loved it. I had a good time. The villain was Michael Keaton.
Something I think we could agree on is that. And I don't think they should have done this, but I really would have liked to see his origin done, like, nowadays.
I would have kind of liked maybe
It's been
hint
done
to
too
it.
many times.
It's been
but,
done.
like,
I just wish he kind of made mention to it.
but it would have given that Peter Parker feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of like Tony Stark if you remove the guy he worked in the cave with.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's
But the thing
removing
is, we
something
know
that's
his
big for the
story.
character.
And that's the thing they were going for, is they expect us to know it already.
Yeah.
So they're like, oh, we don't need to. But there are some people that don't know it. So little hints would be nice.
And I would put Infinity War over Homecoming, but I will let Homecoming go here.
So we got. Are you fine with that too?
I would put Infinity War below, but if you want to let it go, I'll let it go too.
Yeah.
We got.
I'm
two
okay with
votes.
it getting this high. Like,
Yeah.
honestly,
For top 3, I'm awesome with it. You know.
Yeah.
so Homecoming is number 3. It's my cut.
Hmm.
The
Infinity
last
War.
two.
I would also put Infinity War. Because
Yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy is secretly my favorite movie. Haha,
Guardians is my second choice
Really?
behind Iron Man 1. Yeah.
So I just get to feel really good. about
Honestly,
this.
Guardians.
So now it's basically my number 1 now. I'm forced to like it.
Sounds good.
No, but I love the first Guardians.
Oh my
Let's
god.
talk
okay.
about how much we like it, though. Just for a second, yeah?
Yeah, because like we didn't get to talk about it because it never came up in
Wait,
conversation.
so-
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
James Gunn, you magnificent bastard.
Honestly,
You'll never watch
oh
this
my
podcast,
God.
but thank you.
Yeah.
James Gunn, please. Suicide
Wait, so-
Squad. I really need it to be good.
We
Oh,
already
he's
talked
rebooting
about
it, man. He's
yeah, I know.
rebooting it.
So
Yeah.
excited.
What?
We already talked about everything we liked about Infinity
Okay.
War, right?
Yeah, we got everything
Yeah.
out. Infinity
Now,
War we talked
you
about.
guys have been waiting for this, right? Because
Yeah.
you haven't talked about it yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Guardians of the Galaxy has amazing characters, amazing scenery, amazing music,
Good
amazing
tone.
action,
Badass females.
tone, badass females. Everything good about Marvel is in Guardians of the Galaxy.
I
There you go.
love the moments you get with like all the characters. Like you feel for Peter so much.
Yeah,
like in
yeah.
that beginning scene, you're like, oh, this kid.
I really
love
cry
this
when I
kid.
watch that.
Yeah.
I tear up every time.
And this movie came out at the perfect time, too. Because it was right after, like, the whole Avengers thing.
Yeah.
And I was kind of, like, at a point where I was getting superhero
Oh.
movie fatigue. Where I was just like, all right, what's going to go on? And then I remember seeing Guardians of the Galaxy. I remember seeing the trailer first, obviously. And I was like, what is this? This
Yeah.
doesn't seem like the other movies.
Yeah.
And I was skeptical about it at first.
I was really skeptical.
Even I sat in the theater. I remember seeing it with my uncle, and we were just blown away. We loved it. We both bought the soundtrack on our phone, and we would like listen to it all the time. It was just so
Uh,
the
fun.
music in that.
Yeah, the music.
I heard every song on that soundtrack 1,000
Yeah,
times.
and they integrated it so well with each scene.
Yeah.
It didn't
So
feel like it
well.
was just a scene where they put music over it.
And it's a
The music
marketing
affected
too.
the scene, kind of like in Baby Driver.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. In Baby Driver, the music is important to the character,
Yeah.
and it is as it is in Guardians
Yeah.
of the Galaxy. I think that's so important because people raved about American Graffiti when that movie came out because it had modern music.
Yeah.
and it was one of the first movies to do that. This does that and incorporates it into the character.
Yeah,
That perfects
does it so well.
And, sounds
And I would say
so
I got attached to these characters in one movie.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
They
Right
all
away.
had so many
Me too.
moments where I knew everything I needed to know about them and more.
Yeah.
And that's what made it so good. And whereas like the Avengers, you had to watch all these origins first to get to know them. But this movie was just like the Avengers all in one, but faster pace and like that. It was
I
great.
I favor them over the Avengers, to be completely honest.
Me
with you.
too.
Yeah.
But one thing I gotta say, I fucking love jailbreak movies. So
Oh,
Yes.
yeah. And
Seeing them break out of jail was
yeah,
cool.
that part was awesome.
Yeah. But the world around it is
And the
by far
world
my favorite
building.
part.
Yeah.
My number one thing
Music's
for
like the world
movies
building
and universes is the world building. That's why I love the Star Wars prequels so much.
So
It's
good.
because of the world building.
Yeah.
That's
That's for different parties.
Yeah, but we'll talk about that a different day. But the world building for
Rules.
James Gunn's universe, they go to all these planets, and they seem so cool.
And they're
Yeah.
all
You know, and they're all different. They
Yeah.
introduce these aliens, these different
and the aliens are
creatures.
crossing over into other planets.
Yeah.
So you can see that their society is advanced. We haven't reached that point yet.
And also
It's
the
so
stuff
cool.
you have. Rewatching that movie, I completely feel like Yondu knew his character before the second movie was
Yes.
even a thing. Like you get a sense that he's like
He cares
yeah,
about
he's,
him. You
He's
see it.
yeah, he
Yeah.
loves him.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Ronan,
See the second movie.
I actually like Ronan.
I like Ronan.
People
He's
think
such a
he's just a basic villain, but he is.
Yeah.
He is the basic villain, but that's what works so well for the Guardians.
Exactly. Because they couldn't put him against Thanos, so put him under Thanos as some guy who thinks he's going to take
Yeah.
out Thanos.
Dance battle, bro.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that,
Like that moment where he's just like, "What are you
my
doing?
favorite.
What are
part
you
of the movie.
doing?" He like seems like he's concerned. He's just like he's confused. I love
Literally, like
Peter's
the
great character.
scene where they're all holding hands, and he's like, she's like, who are you? And it's like, we're the Guardians of the Galaxy, bitch. And like, opens his hand.
it's so
It's
cool.
like, I can feel the wind coming on my face, like blowing my tears away.
You can?
No, wait,
That's
no.
pretty intense. But yeah, I guess you guys know now that if you think Guardians of the Galaxy isn't the best Marvel movie, you probably feel pretty bad, don't you? Don't you feel pretty bad about that with your stupid opinion? Just kidding. I'm just joking. I'm totally joking.
It's weird how much I loved Guardians when it was like the movie right before Age of Ultron came out. I remember thinking like, oh, we're gonna have to get through this one because Age of Ultron's next. And now like I'm like, I watched Guardians a million times.
Yeah.
Like over Age of Ultron.
Me too.
I like
I
Age of
watch
Ultron.
Guardians over all these movies, to be honest with you.
It's like the movie I can always go back to and watch.
Yeah.
You know?
Everything being said, I do have to put this out here. I love all the Marvel movies.
Yeah.
We don't dislike a single Marvel movie except for
Thor 1. I'm just kidding.
I gotta say, yeah, I agree. I also love Shazam! Oh wait, that's DC. I'm sorry, guys.
Wait, did you see it?
Yeah.
Was it good? I really want to see it.
If you're one freak,
It's really fucking good. If you want to go, I'll go. I'm absolutely going to
Yeah, I gotta see.
You really?
We all gotta see it.
Yeah.
Work with Greg Marcus.
Greg Marcus. We love Greg Marcus, by the
We
way.
do love
He's
Greg
worked
Marcus.
at the Cinemark.
Yeah. Alright, well, anyway.
Alright.
I guess
Alright,
let's
thank you
wrap
guys
this
so much for listening. And, oh my god, I don't feel so good.
Okay.
Oh my god!
Thank you for watching the Old Couch Cast. This is Coach Potato.
The number one
Sorry.
leader of all couch coach.
Yeah.
We're sure you'll see more of him. He's a pretty good friend of him. Ours. We all love him.
That's
All right,
right.
if-
We all give him very much. Never mind.
If you have made it to the end of this, list your top 5 favorite MCU movies of the comics.
And thanks for watching.
And
We'll
subscribing.
see you next time.
Yeah. All right, let's all not feel good at the same time.
I don't feel so good.
I don't feel so good.
Oh my god!
Mr. Stark.
Mr. Stark. Mr. Stark! This is really cute.